Now we are officially live. So let's see. Here's Sil.
Hello.
He's back.
Yes, yes.
Hey, everybody.
Do I have to reenact everything I did? Like,
All right, let's start over again.
At least we cut out the baby crying. That was really loud.
That is true. That is true.
Really loud. I apologize.
Man, you guys in the live chat, y'all missed like some groundbreaking conversations. Like, man,
it was off the hook. I gotta make sure. Oh, here we go. I gotta send Riff.
That's gonna be the unreleased tape right there. Y'all just will never know.
Yeah, never know what happened there.
Never know.
That was awesome when you said check your DM.
I was just gonna
and then it was like, what?
Yeah, because I was wondering. I was like, "What's that about?" And then I saw it, and I'm like, "Oh God!"
I was trying to get him the eye, Chris. I was like, "Now, check your DM."
Hey, and then like as I'm setting it up and I'm saying the DMs, he DMs me like, "We're not live."
We're not live.
I'm like, I know. So, for everyone who wasn't here earlier,
that's funny.
We had Zack Snyder on the show. No, I'm just kidding.
Unreleased
we
tape
saw
coming out.
it. We saw the trailer. It was
it was incredible.
It was like,
incredible.
Now I can retweet this because I was like, I don't see it. I gotta retweet it. All right.
Oh yeah, let me
Gotta give Nick some love here. Let me see.
Oh, I got two going, and that's what's going on.
I knew something was going on, man.
We lost Nick. Hey, Sil.
Okay, let Chris run it. Go ahead. Okay,
there we
go. On the spot.
So anyway, like we've been talking about, I mean, there was some, with Zack Snyder's Justice League being announced, we all worked so hard and had so much dedication towards this. And the moment when he announced that this movie was going to be released, I like words cannot describe how happy I was. And at the same time, though, I had Chris Wong's live stream going on at the same time because after all of this and after all this time, I was like, I have to see his reaction to this. Like as soon as it happens. And it was awesome. The whole thing was awesome. The way they set it up when Cavill came on, it was just incredible. One of the most incredible events.
I gotta see. Everybody must have been floored when Henry Cavill came on. I mean, I can only speak for myself. I'm like, holy, it's happening! It's happening! Exactly. I was just like, I was nerding out. I was literally jumping out of my chair. I can hear my wife like, "What the fuck is going on?" I swear on this, And I'm like, I think actually, I don't remember now. I think I might have yelled out to my wife. I just yelled out to my wife that it's happening or something like that. But yeah,
that's exactly what I said, Chris.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
my wife reacted the same way. Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I screamed so loud that like I scared my kids. My wife took my kids. They left the house.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like, she was like, let's go.
Give him his moment. Give him his space. Give him his time.
Pretty much.
Yes.
It was quite ironic. It was quite ironic that they turned it a little bit Hollywood with a Hollywood star, didn't they? Like basically, right? If we're gonna do this, let's do this properly.
Yeah.
And it was just it was quite a milestone, magical moment because the guy's never made he's never made it a secret that he's been supportive of this, and we've literally been feeding off scraps, and he's been drip feeding little bits and pieces to us just to keep. It's almost like if you compare it to Superman within Justice League, that's a famous quote from Bruce Wayne where he says, when they were comparing what a mother box could do, imagine if you were laying dormant, but your cells incapable of decay. It was almost like the movement in it. It was there was 99.9% basically dead in the ground, but Zach was just with one image on Vero or whatever it may be, just kept us going. just kept us going, drip feeding little bits and pieces. So,
I mean, every little image that he released, it just gave everyone so much hope. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Dawson. I know you showed this picture up there, Nick. His message. Dawson from Nerdy in Many Ways. That guy, he's helped me kind of get more exposure this year. Introduced me to the person that introduced me to the Culture Nerd. So I appreciate Dawson for that networking right there. So
I second that. He gave me my debut. Dawson, absolutely fantastic guy. Nerdy in Many Ways, brilliant.
Yeah, Dawson he's awesome, dude. What is up, Dawson? And thank you for stopping by. It was awesome.
Yes. Now I know, Nick. I know it was the unreleased footage that may or may not come out. We touched on that JC 2020 that a lot of people were speculating about last night, and probably to this morning, and still to today.
Yeah,
and I think the consensus is that we're going to pay respect to the ones that's doing the movement. That's the Nerd Queens and your girl Meg, and allow them to trickle out the details for that, what it is and what it isn't. We're just going to leave it at that. But it's for Snyder fans. That's all I can say. So we should be excited about it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
Definitely.
And it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. And that's all. That's all I have to know. And I've already requested time off from work. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be available at that time. I have to be at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, every event.
It feeds it. It feeds it. You know, it keeps it going.
Right.
Bring us the new information. Let's keep everything going. More momentum. More stuff to talk about. Love it.
Absolutely. I think you'll find that there'll be a lot more of these streams taking place, and a lot more of the community will be gathering together because a byproduct of a movement like this is this is living proof that it's bringing people from all the corners together and discussing one common kind of passion together, and it's brilliant. I mean, I've to be honest with you, I was saying to Sil not long ago, I've never felt so lonely during a time like this, because other than my son, there's not a lot of people that you could really interact with close by. It's got to be within these platforms, and it's quite a breath of fresh air, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great
absolutely.
perspective.
And it's the best time if you're a DCU fan. If you're a Snyder fan, especially, this is the best time to just keep making more content right now. People want to know more. At this point, they're like, "Oh, it's real!" Like, they're like, "It's happening." You see Variety writing an article about the Dark Side picture drop that Zach dropped in color. Yeah, we've seen it before, but it's like they finally say, like, "Oh yeah, that's real. We better write about it." You know, so and everybody better talk about it.
Exactly.
And when it comes out, you know, you guys are gonna have your after show. We're gonna have to talk about it. You know, there's a lot more.
Totally.
Yeah,
and it doesn't even matter if certain elements of different hosts echo different streams, because we are going to speak about the same thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same conversation, right?
Oh yeah, everybody has their own take.
Absolutely. And to think that we were surviving off maybe 26,000 people in the community sharing bits and pieces, and the moment it became official and NSNBC all of a sudden or just started announcing and retweeting AT&T, and you think, hang on a minute, 3.6 million people have just been on the end of this tweet, and you think, right, this is the real deal now. This is actually, this is not a local thing now. This is this is WAN, not LAN. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. Shout out to Hardboiled Entertainment. You flash his messages up there, and Krypton Cage, that guy, that rascal. What's going on with you, man? But like you said, with what's going on with the movement right now, it's happening. It's announced. This should be a uniting force. And I'm seeing too many divisions, at least on my end is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
This should be a unifying cry that hey, it's coming. Let's get hype right now. Let's we're gonna have our different opinions, but it's not about who had credit, who broke what first, who the Snyder Cut's coming out, or Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out. So that should unite all of us that was in the movement.
Yeah, because you're going to get to see the movie the way it was intended to be shown, right? I'm assuming they're taking off, like let him do his thing. Let's do it right, because people who love BVS, which I'm a huge fan of BVS, it's like you have like it was just like completely different. Like what happened? What went wrong here?
Oh, yeah.
I'm so stoked that this is coming out, and I love how HBO Max or HBO Warner, I love how they're going to change it up and display it in a different way, where as the audience, as you and I, we can really like just accept it for what it is and just enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to, just enjoying it and
Chris
be
Wong
happy.
in a tank top.
I came back from my run. It's I'm got challenged by McD because we had that virtual charity run. So I'm like, I gotta up it, man. Come on.
It's the reenactment of Zack Snyder's watch party, Man of Steel. Chris Wong is playing Henry Cavill. Let's go.
Oh, like a small, minuscule, slightly more obese.
It's okay, man. Just stand there. You just got to stand there and stun double.
Oh, you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's
there we go, Leo.
There we go. But that's what I've always said, though, is that Chris is the Superman of the movement and Dave Pena is the Batman.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, literally.
Yeah.
Because Dave has that dark side to him, Plus, he's a casual Batman too,
Yeah,
and Chris is always positive and always looking for the best in everybody and in everything. So that's why I was like, dude, this guy's obviously Superman. There's no way around it now.
It's all about the hope. All about the hope.
Yeah, all about the hope.
Yeah.
And that's another thing
absolutely.
too. If you watch the second trailer, which we are eventually going to have the Justice League dub trailer for the second trailer that came out. It was the last trailer that had the all Snyder footage in it before Justice League took over. In that trailer, Ben Affleck says Superman brought the best out of brought the best out of everyone. But then when you watch the movie, he tells Diana that. He goes, so he tells Superman. So Ben Affleck says Superman didn't just save people, he brought the best out of them. And then in the movie in Justice League, he tells Diana that. He goes, he tells her like, you bring you don't just save people. You look for the best out of them. So it's weird how they changed the line. They actually shot that scene and then they changed it. Which it was kind of like, it makes you wonder, where was that scene at originally in Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Right.
And it goes to show you that the movie is completely different, and we're gonna see something so awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I was speaking about, when there was whispers of potentially coming onto this chat, shout out to you, Nick, as well, thanks for having me today. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Thanks, Sil, as well. But with regards to the movie, my youngest son, who's about 10 years old, said, "Dad, what's this Snyder Cut business? Why do I keep hearing about you speaking with Leonardo about this?" And I said, "Well, this and this." So I found myself literally sitting down a 9-year-old and saying to him, "Right, this is how it started, son." Yeah. And
That's awesome.
By the time I got to the end of the explanation, he said, "Dad, is it available? Can we watch it? Can we watch it now on Netflix?" I said, "No,
right.
it's not ready yet."
I have a longer story to tell you.
Exactly.
I wish.
A longer story for sure.
BBS first.
Shout out
to BBS.
Shout out to Brian Cowley. He had that good question about how HBO Max is jumping into promotion for the Snyder Cut. When WB didn't. It's a lot of messy strings to that, but AT&T, Warner Media, HBO Max is fully embracing Zack Snyder's vision.
Oh hell yeah!
The head of HBO Max is quoted. I think it's Robert Greenblatt has quoted that Zack and Deborah. He asked them their vision of Justice League, and he said, "Okay, we're doing it." So he's quoted as saying that. So it's a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic. I mean, it's been overwhelming, the support from AT&T and HBO Max. I mean, the way they carried the momentum on was like, wow, these guys are for real. You know, like this isn't. They didn't want to stay in the background. They were like, actually, we're going to sit on the front page with you, and we're going to do this. So whoever was behind the media marketing team within those, they were told, right, get involved with these guys. Get supporting, and it's just gone on from strength to strength, hasn't it? So
I think even the head of content, what's her name, Sarah Aubrey, I think she said that the Snyder Cut is already a success, and that's goes to show you they're already 100% in. They're like, we're going back behind, we're backing Zack Snyder here. And that is super exciting. This is such a weird timeline we just came out of. Like something happened, some type of flash came and changed the timeline.
Exactly.
It's like, what was happening in that time? What was happening?
Yes.
It's not that hard. It should not be that hard. Okay?
You know, I remember Zack Snyder posted a picture saying putting in the work. And I saw it and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I wonder what that means. Because, you know, every post he put on Vero, you're always looking at like, you know, is there a deeper meaning to this? Right. And so I saw it. And then that night, Chris puts on a video and he like breaks down that picture. And I remember he was like, he goes, putting in the work, doing what needs to be done to bring us Zack Snyder's Justice League. I was like, wow, he found a way to connect that. That's awesome.
I'll tell you, man,
keeping it real,
man.
Keeping it real, man. Like he never gave up. I was like, yes, Chris, let's do this.
Exactly. But yeah, Brian Calla, we see you, buddy. He gave the hands up, you know, praise. We see your question, buddy. And Amtree, I'm not gonna mess up your last name. I will say with Jeff Johns, realize this. At the end of the day, Jeff Johns was a yes man. So I'm not gonna slam Jeff Johns too much. I understand he was a key cog and us losing the Snyder Cut early on, but he was in a situation where he was answering to other people, but he chose to do their bidding. So I'm not going to slam on Jeff Johns. I like the Stargirl series. I recommend everyone check that out on the DCU app or CW. He's a great writer as far as comic books, I'm not going to slam Jeff Johns too much. He did have a key in it, but we got the Snyder Cut, so we're not going to slam him.
Yeah, good call.
Well,
good call.
It's that same saying of like, you know, they put their trust in someone that they didn't quite understand, and they put too much of responsibility on his shoulders. And so I think, you know, when you look at it, you know, when you kind of back out and kind of look at the big picture, imagine being in his shoes and they tell you, hey, we need you to do this, like fix it. And in reality, there was nothing wrong with it. They needed to wait for Zack to come back and finish his movie. And like, you know, a lot of this movie in general should have just been delayed and pushed off for another year. But, you know, unfortunately that just didn't happen.
Yeah.
We got hard boiled here.
Yeah, I think he was, you could almost say that he was potentially compromised because of the timing of things. And he was basically asked, look, he had a decision to make and he had to make it either way. So if you're being bullied by the corporate guys and you're having to relay that message to the creative team, and you're being forced, your hands being forced to make a decision, you're probably like, without swearing too much, you're screwed if you do and you're screwed if you don't, if you know what I mean. So it is what it is. I mean, on a lighter tone, on a lighter note, somebody tweeted probably a couple of hours ago saying, they put a poll out and they said, which Batman villain would you like to see the most? Who would you say is Batman's biggest villain? And somebody put Jeff Johns, and I thought,
that was funny. That
was good. That was good.
That's my boy, Ancient, Suspended Ancient. He's doing that.
Ancient.
He was joking. Yeah. That's my buddy.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we had that conversation too. I mean, on the vodka stream where Scott from Squadcast. He was like, Jeff Johns can make darker stories. Like he's not all fun and games. So to him, it was like, it was surprising that Justice League came out that way with Jeff Johns' involvement, because he can go down their deeper, darker routes. I mean, even Titans, you see some of that too. So, but I think we came to the conclusion that, like you said, Nick, he got the job. He's got all that knowledge, that comic book knowledge. And with the idea that, okay, this is the first Justice League movie, so it has to be lighter tone, possibly. It has to have that hope, possibly. So we're trying to figure out, like, what was his thinking in that type of aspect, with type of that respect. And that's the route he went. They said, Jeff, we needed to be more hopeful. We needed to be more this and that. And he tried to dig deep and try to go, but like you said, not enough time to, it was only like 6 months in order to reshape all that. And it didn't work. But actually, I'm glad it didn't work, right?
Exactly.
If it worked, we wouldn't be here right now. If it worked, we wouldn't be here right now.
And like today, there was a video put out with John Campea. I mean, and Campea is Campea. I mean, he sticks to his guns. He sticks to his point of view. He always says he's a Snyder fan. He always likes. He's always talked very positively about Man of Steel. But he made a comment today where he was saying that he think, well, not today, but it got released today that he said, I think the version we got in the theater is probably better than what Zach had.
Oh,
that's completely
that part
wrong.
I was like,
I
was like, how can a man that said Man of Steel is a masterpiece and go to that? Like, I don't understand. He's been championing Man of Steel is a masterpiece and everything.
Well, I love Man of Steel.
7 years.
Don't get me wrong. I love Man of Steel.
Oh, Man of Steel is amazing.
Yeah,
but from that
badass.
to Justice League, is that the I mean, come on, like
I
don't understand.
Like, if you watch Man of Steel, if you watch Man of Steel and then you watch BVS, and then if you want to jump straight to Justice League, I mean, it's like such a culture shock. You're just like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
Man.
Where's the other movie at? Like, what happened?
Yeah. What happened here? Hardboiled Entertainment, he had that question, or he has that statement of how JL2 is going to end with Lois dying. That's what it probably was before.
Yeah, that's right.
But Zach got some new mojo right now. I'm just going to say that. We may not know exactly how it's going to turn out. That's all I'm going to say.
I agree 100%, Sil. I think we were discussing this previously, that in hindsight, Zach might be in probably the most opportunist position he's ever been in, because not only has he had a second chance at delivering his vision, but he's been given a second chance at potentially looking at his own work as well and saying, wow, I was going to do this, but maybe
good point.
Even do this now. I mean, I think I'm in agreement with everybody by saying, like, there was so many occasions where we got to the Justice League bit, and I think the moment that really resonated with me was when somebody managed to get a bit of footage from the director's cut convention, where they actually started to get a few quotes from Zach regarding the possibilities of what might have happened in his movie.
Right.
And the moment I heard the term, to paraphrase him, when Darkseid boom tubes into the Batcave, I thought,
that whole video just like blew my mind. I think everyone's mind. When I heard that, I was like,
you was there, Chris, weren't you?
I was there.
He was there. He was there.
That was just everybody went, no, come on. The whole building.
We heard you.
The whole building shook, and we were like, just come on. Like, we were, I gotta say, to comment, I know a lot of people were like, how come nobody asked the question, whatever. A lot of us were raising our hands. But they weren't picking us. They weren't picking us at all. I mean, even in Coffee Movie Marks figured that, okay, they were picking people at the ends, and then mostly women. But I don't know if that's what they were trying to do. So Comic Movie Marks
I hope not.
And they were ignoring them. and I was telling my wife, hey, do me a favor, can you sit over there? But there was no room.
You should have asked. You should have said, hey, ask this question.
Zack Snyder. But I think they pre-picked.
Chris in the background. He's a big old sign.
From that SnyderCon, Zack made it clear that he had a cut done. I think that's what he wanted to accomplish with that, or one of the things he wanted to accomplish was just to make sure the fandom knew that a cut was done. Yeah. And we can keep fighting. So
he knew what was going on. He knew what was going on. He done it under the guise of talking about other directors' cuts, but his main objective, he knew what it was. He achieved his goal.
Yeah.
Here's a good quote right here. This is the actual Campia quote right here. The version we got in theaters is better than Zack's version that we are getting. But I'm a Zack Snyder fan. It's like,
let's pass on the weird. John Campia talk right now.
It's over.
We're too happy right now. We got victories right now,
but this is a great point right here from Alex Lobo. The version we're getting now is Zack Unchained. No restrictions.
Hey,
everybody wants.
TVMA, okay? TVMA.
Yeah, TVMA.
It's gonna go. Yes. That's right.
One of the scenes.
Mandalorian. This is next level stuff.
I know. No, it really is. And then if HBO Max capitalizes on this and they are able to make a Ben Affleck's Batman series, it's gonna blow away everything. I mean, the Mandalorian can't stand up to Ben Affleck's Batman.
Can you imagine a Batman series?
With Ben Affleck
in the modern era, a Batman series with Affleck, it would be off the hook. It would destroy like almost anything you saw on Netflix.
100%.
100%. 100%.
100%. I mean, just to touch on that, right? There is. We all know now, right? The delivery platform. We've discussed this previously. The delivery platform for these movies has changed. There's been a paradigm shift completely. Well, the kind of studio coming up with the funds for the director to deliver a movie, that antiquated delivery model has got a bit of a life expectancy now because streaming platforms have got so much funding now. They can attract the big stars. If HBO Max play their cards right, and they want to, because streaming platforms are governed by the quality of their original content, right? And if they play their cards right, they have an opportunity to be the home of hardcore, top quality comic books / DC streaming episodes or whatever it may be. If you've seen the trailer to one of the PlayStation Arkham games called Arkham Origins, where Deathstroke and Batman actually have it. If you bring that to life, it's all over.
Lord.
I'll say this with Batfleck. If Ben Affleck wants to do a Batman series, he will get a Batman series. But I want to make sure Affleck is healthy and he's good as far as mentally and physically. But if he wants it, I'm just going to say he can have that series. So we'll leave it at that till it's official.
Yeah. And I think it's open for him. I think the seats open. They're like, come on down.
It should be open.
They want it. They want it.
They want it.
I mean, he's still a big time name. He's a great director. He's a great actor. I mean, he did a great job with Batman. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
I like that point by Hardboiled Entertainment here. Amy Adams has a producer deal with HBO. So
Eric always with Amy Adams. Eric's number one. Anything with Amy Adams, Eric. I get it. We get it. You love Amy Adams. Awesome.
She has a good bathtub scene.
What's not to love?
Yeah.
What's not to love?
Yes.
Right? I liked Amy Adams back in Smallville, the TV show.
Oh,
wow.
when she was eating.
She played a bulimic.
Yeah.
And she was eating. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my first taste of it. I was like, this is
yeah.
She played
Lane.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, about I keep hearing, people who don't want, Justice League or, Batman, any of those to be a series. And I'm like, I think there's a disconnect between what they think about series than what is, what it's capable of. I mean, Game of Thrones, Westworld. We're not talking about CW. We're not talking about Friends sitcoms. Okay, this is gonna be like high production, blockbuster production.
Yeah,
but at the safety of your home, the comfort of your home.
Absolutely,
exactly. And this is what I was telling Dave Pena. I was like, I said it's all about like streaming is the way everything is gonna go because you can watch it however you want to watch it in your pajamas. And you're, butt naked. It doesn't matter. You're at home. You're comfortable. You can watch it. It's great.
My son actually told me. He said to me, "Dad, are you telling me we're not going to go to the theaters for this?" I said, "Not this time." He goes, "You need to get a better projector."
I'll tell you this is that this is Zack Snyder's idea, and I try to share this with anyone that I talk to with the RT Snyder Cut movement. Zack Snyder's idea to AT&T and Warner Media and AT&T, he wanted to do episodes. That was his pitch to them to have cliffhangers.
Great idea.
Yeah, to have cliffhangers. Yeah. And that's why that whole idea of HBO Max is the Mandalorian type show. This is perfect. This is perfect for that. So that was Zach's idea. So the fans is not behind that. Just realize Zach actually wants to give you that. So take it.
Yeah. Especially add more content, cliffhangers.
Way more content, yes. Way more
after jail.
And we're going to have a long form version after that. So like, don't be scared of like, I won't be able to see a 4-hour movie. You're going to get your 4-hour movie.
Yeah.
But Zach wants to kind of trickle it out and, make some money.
What better way to have the rebirth of a really long and deep DCEU universe, Snyderverse, whatever you want to call it, than in high quality, like Chris said, high budget, top level episodes. I mean, The Mandalorian was Star Wars broken down into episodes, wasn't it? And did you notice? You just wanted more. You just wanted more.
Right.
And
I think there was a tweet. There was a tweet today where someone said the aspect ratio is, Zack Snyder confirmed, is like 1.66, which is essentially IMAX with more on the top and the bottom.
Wow.
So I'm like, holy crap, we're gonna have all your TV.
This is gonna look bad.
Getting better and better. Oh yeah, it's getting better and better.
Okay. Tell you, man. My widescreen ready.
Yeah, critics proof. Leo's in the comic. Critics proof they can do nothing. Absolutely.
Exactly. It's already success, like you said. I think Chris, you said that as far as alluded to how HBO Max head Mrs. Aubrey. She said that it's already success. So they're all in on this Zack Snyder's Snyderverse. Wherever's coming from that, they already counted as a W. So we should too.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. It's nothing but exciting times. I mean, it blows my mind how some people can say, right, actually, let me go against the grain here and let me put out a video explaining why it's going to be an anticlimax. It's like, come on, are you serious? Like, why would you even want to go down that route? This is nothing but good news. And if you're a fan of quality content and you're a fan of the arts and you're a fan of the whole culture, it can only be a good thing. So it really blows me away how people can actually show their negative side to this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I totally agree.
If it's expectations or something, or
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's more. I mean, it's not. People are like, well, it's not the 214. Why would you want a 214 now if you got 4 hours?
Oh man, Chris,
I'm glad,
or more.
Chris, I'm glad you said that.
It's okay.
Oh,
it's
man.
okay.
That video when Chris, I don't know how long ago that was, but you was like 214. Don't we want the whole vision? And everyone freaked out. Everyone freaked the F out about that. And I was just like, dude, if Zach can give you more, why wouldn't you want more? We're getting it.
Yes, I need to see some time travel, man.
Absolutely. Show me the Flash.
Yes.
Let's get the Flash. Let's get the whole thing going.
And that's the whole craziest part about it is that we learned about the Flash's time travel scene. We learned about the scene where Victor's dad dies, and you start learning about all these scenes. Willem Dafoe's scene down in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And there was so much more happening. So much
dialogue.
And the way Chris put it, it has this Lord of the Rings type, feel to it, and to cut all that out.
No, man.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. You know what? It really, when this comes out, you're going to really question Josh Weldon. You're like, what were you doing, bro?
Hey, we're getting it though, boys.
We're
getting it.
We're getting it. Yes.
Hardboy had a couple of good points in his about J.J. Abrams and the J.L. Dark series. I like that Apocalypse War. So if he keeps Constantine like that,
that'd be pretty.
I'm all with it. Yeah,
that'd be pretty
Justice
nuts.
League War. We got one more coming on. It's one of my great friends here, Krypton Cage. What's going on, man?
We're a squad
now.
How
you doing?
Fully loaded now.
We just need one more, and then we the 7.
5.5
right now.
That's when we'll be Zack Snyder's 7. At present, we're Joss Whedon's 6, right?
Yeah.
No, I'll say that in the best possible way. Yeah.
I guess just Batman died.
Yeah. How you doing, Krypton?
Good, how are you?
We lost somebody.
Seal's gone. I think Seal got offended from that, Chris.
Yeah, that was
he did?
He was done.
That was it.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta go. I gotta pull the cord.
I like that idea though.
Refi.
The JL Dark scenario Eric Blake has there. And I think I even talked to Matt at Light Cage on how that's a possibility of having that integrated with Justice League. Because I mean, even Jim Lee spoke to Kevin. Was it Kevin Smith? Kevin Smith show, Fat Man on the something like that, where he said, where he told him, "Well, Justice League Dark's coming out." He says, "Yeah, we have Justice League Dark, and Justice League Dark cannot exist without Justice League." And I always thought when I heard that, I always thought that was interesting for him to say. He's either insinuating there is a Justice League version in Justice League Dark, or he's referring it to Zack Snyder's Justice League. And if Justice League Dark's going to be on HBO Max, couldn't that also infer that Zack Snyder's Justice League is the Justice League he's talking about? That ultimately leads to Justice League Dark. So I thought that was kind of very interesting.
That's a really, really good point, Chris, man. That's a really good observation. Really Absolutely.
Or am I overthinking it? No, it's just,
no.
I already threw away my tin foil. I'm like, it's not working anymore.
That was the greatest one. When you pull the tin foil off the hat and then you just wore the hat for what it was. I was just like, yes.
I was actually pretty sad to see that though.
Oh, you did?
I mean, that tin foil was there for so many years. I was like, no.
I know. Well, it was supposed to represent existence and the Snyder Cut coming out, and I think having all this happen, and sorry, that's my kid yelling again. All this happening and AT&T backing Zack Snyder, much more than Warner Bros. Has ever done. I mean, it just feels like there's more. I mean, I don't know if I'm. And maybe still, if he ever comes back, you can probably elaborate. But I feel like oh, it's rebooting. I feel like there's more, and there's reason to be excited again for DCU. Like I keep saying, we're back in 2016 without the bad stuff.
So much to be excited about, and this is the best part about being, a DC fan, because all of us have basically. How do you put it? We have stuck to our guns. We're like, dude, this is what we want, and this is what needs to happen. And the thing is that what AT&T did, I mean, honestly, if I put any of you in charge, including myself, that's the first thing I would have done. I'd be like, hey, get Zach in here. We need to figure this out. We need to go with the Snyderverse.
What happened? Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I would be asking you. So why didn't you go with this idea? Like, what were you doing? You know, like,
right. I want to be in that room. That room where he showed his cut. Who was there? There was Toby Emmerich. There was Jim Lee, Walter Hamada. And then from what we hear, like Warner Media loved it. Can you imagine the Warner Media execs doing all? What the F were you guys thinking? Why didn't you release this? This is awesome. Why didn't you? What are you smoking right now? You guys are canceled. You know,
those execs.
You know,
those
like,
execs just thinking in their seats.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean,
totally.
I responded to a tweet yesterday along the same lines, saying like, "Hang on a minute. In what universe did these guys think this wasn't going to be a success? Like, seriously, how could you not? Yeah. How could you?" And I think, obviously, we know timing is everything, right? And I think potentially the MCU doing what it was doing at the time wasn't helping the case, because the default message from everybody was, right, oh, they're trying to fast track the DCEU. That's why it hasn't worked, and X, Y, Z. And I think MCU had its day in the sun, and it was fantastic, right? It had its ups and downs, but it was brilliant. And as a comic book fan, we got given some quality content. But the time now is perfect for this thing to expand, for this vision to be explored by Zack. And with the support that he's got behind him, I think as fans, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think we're in for a treat, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the beauty of it, because DC has that multiverse idea. You know, for people who don't want the Snyderverse for whatever reason, there's other ones. There's other universes.
Exactly.
Like, and I'm that room, like that same room. I wish I was a fly on that wall. I can imagine them saying like, well, how do we make this work? We already got this and this and show. And then Jim Lee walks right up and says, guys, it's okay. We got the multiverse. And they're like, what's the multiverse? And imagine him pulling out a whiteboard that says, we can do this. And, you know, and that's how exciting. And they're like, oh, yeah, go. That's great. You know, perfect.
Exactly.
If you think about it, like the DC has the Flash, who is the multiverse. They don't need a giant machine to take him to wherever they need to go. They got the Flash.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like we have a universe for everybody.
Exactly. So Alex Lobo has a good question here.
Still here, Alex. No.
There it is.
Oh, you got to still there.
I would not throw away Zack Snyder's.
You should laminate that, man.
When I get to it, but right now it's just sitting on top.
What's the question, Nick? Let me see.
Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups.
Okay. Thank you.
Our group.
Well, hang on. That's a large group.
Brian Cowley writes, huge hats off to Jim Lee. And I mean,
Jim Lee,
you know, if he is the new architect of the DCEU, or at least, you know, advising them. I mean, obviously they've made the right decision so far. And as long as they stay this course, I mean, we're in store for a lot of great content coming from DCEU. I mean, if you could say Warner Media, but so far they have made the right steps in the right direction. And it's like I've said before, you make your films to appeal to your fan base. So why is it that you're making movies that don't appeal to them? Your fans are telling you what they want. So obviously the easiest choice is, hey, we want to make products that makes our fan base happy, that keeps them coming back to our product. I mean, it's a simple concept. And the fact that they're doing this now is just outstanding. Like, I have a subscription to HBO Max. I've only watched it a handful of times, but I'm still going to pay for it because I'm appreciative of what they did.
Right. I'm gonna award them for that. Just jumping into Zack's vision. I mean, they had my money as soon as they announced it. But as far as the multiverse, the fact when Ezra Miller Flash went to the CW, that opened up
Oh, that
every
was crazy.
possibility.
That was,
yeah.
They can do whatever they want at this point.
Yeah.
It's a Green Lantern series that's coming to HBO Max, produced by Greg Berlanti, and it's going to have movie style production. It may not be connected to Zack Snyder's Snyderverse, but it's going to be awesome. So Zack Snyder's going to have his own Green Lantern. So
wait, that scene did three things to me, I believe. One was multiverse. Two, Ezra Miller's Flash is still the Flash. Three, the Flash movie's coming out. It's maybe Flashpoint, and he specifically said a dialogue where he says Victor.
Yes.
So, okay, so you just told me. Well, maybe it's four things. You told me four things here. I work maybe in your movie. There is a Flash.
Very, very good
Ezra Miller's
observation.
Flash. And there's a multiverse.
You can almost say five things because the Flash, Ezra Miller Flash looked way more like stronger than the Flash on CW. He was he was just like just covered in suit. I mean, way more stronger. I loved it. I loved it.
I like that.
This is dude right here.
And that's a rumor that Cyborg is going to be in Flash, as far as a movie
that makes
or
a lot of
however
sense.
they do it. So,
yeah.
I'm sure they'll go through with that.
It's going to be fantastic.
Jim Lee also defended us in that Comic-Con or some venue it was. He defended Snyder fans without naming us.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty smart of him to
Jim Lee
answer that question.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I saw that video, and he really played it so cool, man. I was just like, okay, he doesn't want. He's like, I just want all DC fans just united. We want to give everybody what they want. That's the multiverse. So
yes,
absolutely. I mean, that was a little sneak peek into the potential to what, and you just got to hope that now that Zack Snyder hasn't got this shadow over him, that pressure, and he's actually surrounded himself with supportive, patient people, that the real creativity can come out and come to the forefront, and these guys can get the writing done, they can get the additions done, they can get the vision and the long-term vision set out, and then start delivering, start churning out those quality episodes, and then I think it's going to be very Moorish, as we say back home. Very Moorish.
And you know what? I'm sure Zach has a ton of influence on who he wants involved in the project at this point. A lot of the people that have been with him since day one, throughout the project, it's going to be phenomenal. It really is. Yeah.
Hard Boiled Entertainment says, and of course Sujihara had in his head that BBS and JL need to be cut down for more screenings. Never mind that each Lord of the Rings theatrical cuts 3 hours apiece. Each extended cut 4 hours.
Nick, this is my theory. Suja already knew he was going to get fired.
He probably did.
All the old Warner Brother execs knew they were going to get fired. Let's get this movie out in this quarter to get our bonuses. To hell with the Snyder Cut. That's what that was. I mean, I really strongly believe
it was like a parachute.
I mean, Sujihara probably already knew that he was going to fire for that reason. The reason he got fired for. I mean, probably that person was messaging him that I'm going to out you and I'm going to post all these messages and all this stuff. So I guess that was happening behind the scenes.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. So he jumped off the plane with all the parachutes. Everyone else's parachutes as well. So
yeah, he got his golden parachute.
That golden parachute right now. I'm sure he's living very nicely.
Okay. Somewhere.
Brian Cowley writes, $100 million budget for Green Lantern series on a streaming service with the vast world that is GL, a world alone. Release the hype.
Realize the budget. Zoic Studios, which the Culture Nerd has wrote about extensively lately, they're doing works on the Stargirl series. I keep plugging that for a reason because you get a chance to see Zoic Studios at work with the whole suit, the robot suit, and stuff like that. And they're rumored to work on other DCEU projects. Most likely, they're going to work with some HBO Max projects. So it's going to be movie level production on HBO Max. So.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've just caught up with the 3rd episode, and to be fair, it's really good. I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
I read it. I'm pleasantly surprised, to be fair. So like,
I was too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would recommend if anyone wants to get involved. That is definitely something to get your teeth into.
That's why I give Jeff Johns. Okay. That's why I give Jeff Johns props. Though, it's like I understand he screwed up the DCU. I understand that, but the guy knows how to write good stories. And Stargirl, the series that's going on right now, just give it a shot. If you're a DC fan, they have a great first episode with the JSA getting wrecked.
Oh God!
Oh wow!
It's real bad.
You see the Alex Scott Green Lantern getting. I don't want to spoil it.
It's really good. It's really
good.
In the first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes of the show.
If DC fans are anything, we're patient. I mean, I remember watching Smallville for 10 years just to get a 10-minute clip of Superman.
You got 10 seconds. You got 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
And it wasn't even him in the suit. No. like he didn't even wear the suit. Just that part where that,
Oh man.
I still
JN, what's up, fellas? What's up,
hey,
JN?
Jay.
What up, Jay?
Hi, Jay.
What's up, dude?
No, I mean, and that's the thing that we've all been so patient. So it doesn't like we're willing to wait for it to be good. And all these articles that kept saying that, the Snyder Cut didn't exist or it wasn't out there, it just fueled the fire because we knew that it was out there and we knew that it existed and we knew it was a possibility. So, I mean, everything they tried to do to stop us, it obviously it didn't work.
We were like Doomsday. Every time they fired something at us, we just got stronger.
Yeah. Nice analogy. That's pretty good.
Yeah, very good. That's very hard to beat.
Can I just touch on something? Did anybody manage to catch a glimpse of somebody who may have released some of the alleged scenes from the Zack Snyder's Justice League cut? Did anyone manage to read any of that online?
I didn't personally.
I got in touch
I saw
with him.
something, but it was fake.
The one I got in touch with, I forget his name offhand, but I got in touch with him on Twitter. And Nick, we may want to have him on the next show when I get in touch with you. He has the whole script of the JL as far as what was the Snyder Cut, because we know the Snyder Cut was before Zack Snyder's Justice League, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're going to get a little extra with the Zack Snyder's Justice League. He has a whole script and pictures and everything of the Snyder Cut that was principal footage that was shot. And he put captions. He has a whole strip. And if I have all y'all Twitters, I'm going to tag y'all to that because
it was very descriptive. Yeah. And
pretty good.
I was reading it. I was going, he's serious, and
it felt like a movie.
Why didn't they give this to us? It's unbelievable. Yeah,
Chris, I'll tag you to that. But I'm gonna have that guy on the next live stream I can have, and
no worries.
Just have him kind of explain how the heck he did it.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. There, he said it. It's a done deal.
It was good stuff though. Awesome coverage on that. Yep.
Wow, that's awesome.
India.
Wow. Good morning.
Very interesting read. Very interesting. It was very
that's
interesting.
That's what RT Snyder Cut is about. It's worldwide. You got Amberish here from India. Sending a message in. Nice. That's what it's about, man. It's worldwide. It's everybody, all nations,
worldwide, bro.
I mean, look at it. We got Riff, who's all the way in England or UK, how you want to put it. You got Krypton, who's all the way in India.
Yes.
I mean, and the rest of us or 3 of us are in the US. Chris is over in Hawaii. I mean, that's the thing. And that's
US.
Yeah, it's still the US.
It's still US. We're the 50th state.
Yeah.
People forget about that.
I still need to go there.
Every coupon, you get a coupon. You present it, says only within the contiguous 48 states. Oh, fuck that.
I
can't use that.
Throw it away. Throw it
I'm
away.
America. Oh, okay, fine. We're like lumped in with Alaska. You say whatever we're in water.
I remember
the exact opposite of you.
Yeah.
A lot of offers, like in commercials, they'll say, not applicable or not applicable.
Applicable in Hawaii and Alaska.
Hawaii and Alaska. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Kind of like another country.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You're just out there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys."
I just don't need a passport to fly into California.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Quickly.
Here, I just said California. I just said California.
Let's all get a quick cheers, everybody. Cheers.
It's just water.
Let's go.
The apple juice.
Yeah.
Still, I got a question for you. I don't know if you know this, but so Jim Lee was made the CCO in I think 2018, right? For DC Films, and Walter Hamada is president.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think his role would be in the HBO Max projects? Because that's Warner Brothers.
I'll say this. I think Jim Lee is going to be kind of like that advisory role, because I don't think he's going to totally take like a film type of executive position. But he's been in the ear of everyone DC related. I think Chris touched on that as far as how he touched different people, the CW and so forth. So he's going to be he's a friend of Zach too. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So he's going to be a guy that's pulling for Zach, and that's kind of what we want right now as far as in the Archie Snyder Cut movement. So
absolutely,
to have him around there, that's a good thing.
Yeah. CCO is basically the position where you can make creative plot changes in the movies. So the DC films, Walter Hamada and Jim Lee will be making the decisions. So I was just wondering how much input he has on the HBO Max side of things.
Yeah, it's more of an advisory. Then they give him like a title, like with the film projects. But like I said, he's in the ear of everyone, and he's kind of passing messages for Snyder as far as with the fact that Ezra Miller was on the CW. Y'all may have saw Lycat's video on that, but that needed Zack Snyder's approval. So when did they shoot that? Yeah, when did they shoot the Crisis of Infinite Earth on CW? That was months ago, right?
Yeah,
it aired a couple months ago. I encourage everyone to check out Lycat's video. Zack Snyder was back in the DCEU before everyone even knew it.
Something to do with derivative creative ownership.
Over ownership of the likeness of Ezra Miller's Flash.
Ezra Miller.
Because that particular Flash belongs to Zack Snyder. Flash doesn't belong to Zack Snyder, but that derivative version of it.
Exactly.
And the fact that they didn't want to change it meant that they were in support of that type of character, and they were like, "We want to use your one, Zack."
Yeah. They had to ask Zack to use Ezra Miller's Flash with that suit on the CW,
and there was no reason to even do that. The fact that it happened meant something.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
This was months ago. Like HBO, I think the time
December, I think,
or it was November of last year. They were already talking about doing this, but there's a lot of red tape involved because the old WB kind of screwed it up. So they had to kind of work through what they had to do to make this happen. So they were working on this for a while.
Yeah, and I would say hats off to Ezra Miller for just staying with it. You know what I mean? I mean, he could have easily just ignored it and went on to something else in life.
No, absolutely.
He came back to it.
100%. Because one of the sad things. Sorry, Nick.
Go ahead.
One of the unfortunate things that didn't come out, which may still transpire, is the films that would have come off of the Justice League, such as the Flashpoint Paradox, or the Flashpoint movie, or Cyborg's movie, and it was quite sad for Ray Fisher because he was such a good actor, and he delivered such a good performance. And Zack's made no secret of the fact that Ray Fisher was quite a central figure to his storytelling. And the fact that, touching on what you just said, buddy, was the fact that Ezra still stuck with it, even in that little scene, because you know that he still wants that movie out.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. The commitment that the actors have to Zack Snyder's work, I think it speaks volumes about his character. I mean, you had Jason Momoa, you had Ezra Miller, Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck. They all support Zack Snyder. And that just goes to show you that he is such a good person. And look what he's done with the fans. There's no other director out there that has done what Zack Snyder has done. I mean, in that industry, he's so revolutionary.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not stand behind a guy who does what he does? And, you know, the fact that he's backing, you know, the Society for Suicide Prevention. I mean, that just speaks so deeply to me. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it's just
I said, that's a real thing, man. You know,
it's a real thing.
Yeah, you gotta respect that. Yeah.
Anybody that have ever worked for him always have, you know, loves him. Anybody has ever worked for him always have the highest respect for him. I think even Sean O'Connell mentioned that he tried to get interviews with crew members and others, and they said, "Well, what did Zach say?" And he said, "Well, he hasn't said anything. Then we can't comment on that." Like, it's a family. Like, it's like we're gonna leave that honor to Zach first.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, without knowing him personally, you can just by his watch-alongs, just by his interviews. And you can actually you can really see his qualities as an individual, as a person before a director. You know, like you think actually he would be somebody excellent to work with.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Down to earth.
You know, Jay Ann's got a good question here. That if Justice League is successful, can Justice League Part 2 come out as a theatrical release / blockbuster, or would it stay on HBO Max?
That depends on if it's a series or a movie.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
Why
I
not
think it'll
both?
be HBO Max.
Why not
Max.
both? It depends. It depends on if it comes out as a movie. Then it has to be as a feature film. Then it has to be in theaters. You
I will say this: Zack Snyder, he is so in the ear of HBO Max right now. I'm telling you, right now, he probably can demand whatever he wants. From that, just the way he wowed them with his presentation. This was in November. This was in November of 2019. Okay, that's when you saw Gal Gadot tweeting releasing Snyder Cut. Ben Affleck releasing Snyder Cut. That's when it was really, you know, Zach was getting that power. With AT&T. Okay.
Absolutely. So, what separates Zach in HBO and AT&T's eyes? What separates Zack Snyder from the other good directors is that they've realized Zack has a cult following. And that is very, very important because they realize, hang on a minute, this guy, he's got a tribe with him. There's a tribe of guys. We need to hold him a little bit higher than everybody else, you know. So
but he wowed them. He wowed them. Whatever he said to them at the end of last year, he convinced them totally. Let's get through all the red tape we have to get through to get the Snyder Cut out.
So that trending, that trending amount that he saw, what the AT&T saw, they saw dollar signs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
these are consumers.
How can you not? How can you not see dollar signs?
How can you not see dollar signs?
That's the way you have to go. I mean, it makes so much sense to dive deeper into the Snyderverse. What he has already started. There's so much there, and we're still learning more about it. I mean, just on the Man of Steel watch party, he made a comment about Doomsday in that scene in Man of Steel. I didn't even know that. Nobody caught that.
I had no idea. Yeah,
I mean that was
unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean that was unbelievable. And I remember thinking, I was like, wow, no one knew that. No one knew that. I didn't know that. No one knew that.
That's from the comic series of Doomsday War. We had the broken moon on Krypton, and I had to catch up on that story actually. So Zach gave me some homework to do on that watch party. So it's like, wow.
Seal, do you remember when we discussed the it caught a bit of it picked up a bit of traction on Twitter with regards to that when we were discussing General Swanwick being the first person to mention the word Krypton in Man of Steel, and that's when I realized this guy's the Martian Manhunter, because if you go,
I didn't catch it.
If you, I was looking around and everyone's going, "What are you talking about?" No, don't be silly. I'm going, go through the film with a fine-tooth comb. You will not find anybody mention the word Krypton when they're talking about planetary engineering with Dr. Emil Hamilton, and I thought, that's not a plot hole. That is not a plot hole. And when we posted it, Twitter, I mean, listen, I gained myself a whole 7 new followers. You know what I mean?
It was a good catch. It was on the. I'm gonna plug the RT Snyder Cut roundtable on YouTube. Episode 4. Riff here, he was like, when they were terraforming the Earth, and they was like, "What, what's going on?" He's like, "They're changing it to Krypton." That's what Swanswick said, and it was like no one said Krypton up to that point.
That's true. Nobody said that.
Interesting.
So it's like he kind of knew something going on there.
The only person who knew about Krypton was General Zod, but he never told anybody else besides
what he never told anybody. He never told anybody. And when Dr. Emil Hamilton said,
"Put it on right now." Yeah, we'll stream it right now.
Yeah.
Come on, Slide, do it.
It's gonna be
when Dr. Emil Hamilton said they're terraforming is planetary engineering, the sergeant, the female sergeant next to him said, "What is that?" And then Swanwick just stood at the back and said, "Look, they're turning Earth into Krypton." And I thought, is this a conversation? There's no way that would have been a plot hole. No way.
Yeah, no.
Like, how did he know that?
That's crazy.
He shouldn't have known that.
That's crazy.
Only a Martian would know that.
Yeah, only a Martian would know that. Hey, but you would think that everybody else would be like, "What's Krypton? What are you talking about?"
It's that star right there.
Where is it located?
Swanwick is like higher up the chain there.
We blew up Twitter that day just for a second. Somebody decided to go against the excitement and said, "Oh, that's not a wow moment. That's they had that discussion during the interrogation room. It's not important." And you think, what?
There's some trolls out there,
Absolutely.
That was a good catch, though, Riff. That was a great catch.
Wow.
Yeah. But even then, he never said Krypton. He just said, "On my world, this means hope." And so he never really said on Krypton. I don't think he ever said that. Yeah. So he knew. And then also that scene where Superman breaks the handcuffs, he walks up to the mirror, and Swanwick was the only one who didn't back away. He just stood there.
He didn't flinch. He
didn't flinch.
Henry Lennox said that he did that because he's a general, he's been through war, and that he wouldn't be afraid of that. But before we even knew that, I thought, "Oh, wait a minute, no, that's a big tell right there that he was somebody else."
Nick, look at the color palette of that scene. It's very, very green toned.
It is. It really
on the other side.
Yeah.
It really is.
Look at the color palette of the scene, and you can see the director's vision. These are the little intricacies that separate Zack Snyder from everybody else.
You know what's cool? It flips, right? The camera goes back in, and Superman's talking to himself. Alien talking to another alien.
Yes, Chris. Yeah. Absolutely.
The favorite part about that scene of mine is Superman is actually looking at his reflection, but that reflection is in place of Martian Manhunter.
Martian,
That's like saying he can shift into Superman as well.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that
Yes.
was
Wow.
that was my
Whoa, wait a minute. You guys are blowing my mind right now.
Now we're wondering.
Is it the gin? I don't know.
Whoa.
Well, now we're wondering, like, who has he been? Like, are these people
exactly.
that these
Who
people were
has
talking
he
to was
been?
actually John Jones? Because he is like Martha, right? Was it Martha that he was shape shifting
Yes.
into
Yeah, he was
lead
Martha.
scene?
He was Martha.
So who else was he shapeshift to? I mean,
Well,
that would blow
we're
my
gonna
mind.
Maybe
find-
that's one thing.
we're gonna-
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to find out. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And these are the little things as part of the culture. These are the little things that are priceless to people like us. That
Mhm.
people wouldn't. You can't really explain unless you're ingrained in it. You know. So,
Mhm.
yeah, the possibilities are endless. So
Also, about the possibilities, he's going to London, I suppose, to shoot with Harry Lennox, right? So the original scene was just the shapeshifting of Martha, and that's it. I don't think he'll go fly over there with Harry and then shoot just that one scene, especially now.
no way.
I think
Absolutely.
I think he'll shoot additional scenes, like more cool stuff, like some action scene with him, or him just flying, or shapeshifting into someone else.
Well, there's
we
rumors
expect
that,
at least.
yeah, go on.
Yeah, we expect at least 3 scenes actually. I know he put out the Martian Manhunt scene. Well, we just know it's 3 additional, but with Martian Manhunt, you know, he put that on Twitter. You know, with Mighty Pegasus, my guy Vic.
yeah.
Gonna be able to see that scene, and like he's so pumped. We just interviewed him last week about that. He's so hyped about that, and he's waiting for the call, you know, on that.
Yeah.
But we expect at least
Crazy.
2 more scenes on top of that. So you know, we'll see. We'll see what's that. I think we're gonna get more. Like I said, we kind of know the Snyder Cut. We're gonna get more than that at this point.
I mean, why not? Why not get more? I mean, one of the scenes that I'm really looking forward to is the scene where Batman finds the parademon hive, and because that's what we needed.
Yes.
We need more of Batman. You know, doing more of his detective skills, like finding this layer, finding out what's been happening to all these missing people, and that post, or you know, the fight choreography video where it showed him fighting a parademon, and you know that right there, I was like, oh my god, why was that not in the movie? Like,
you can never have enough Batman.
I'll say this, like you know, as far as more Batman, Batfleck. We're going to get more. I don't know about the detective part of that. I don't know for sure. We're getting a lot more Batfleck, warehouse style, in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah,
I mean, just looking at BVS, the amount of action, the epicness of that, to get watered down to the Justice League watered. Like, I think a comment on the live chat last night was like, do you notice that Wonder Woman doesn't seem as strong as, like, she literally depowered down to Justice League? So there's a lot of things that's even Wonder Woman's missing. That one shot where she just comes down and she goes, "Shall we?" That's like badass, right? That's that exudes like, I am powerful. I am this god, right?
Yeah, because it absolutely continues on from the first time she introduced herself by saying, "I don't care what you're talking about. I've fought creatures from other worlds before."
Yes. Exactly.
That's
the Wonder Woman we want.
Yeah,
right.
That's the one.
Absolutely.
The one I said, I've seen some shit, you know, already.
I've got a question for you guys. Just as how awesome was the little clip in BVS when there was no Superman, there was no Wonder Woman, and when Doomsday got eyes on Batman, and he pulled out the grappler.
Yeah, he's like,
Dark Knight Returns. That was straight from the comic book.
Yeah,
straight from the comic book right there.
It's brilliant.
That grappling hook, that was straight out of a panel from a comic book.
And like even that scene, like Doomsday's coming at him. He gets the grappling gun. He goes the other direction, and then he hits that wall and he falls over. But then he throws out the smoke bombs, jumps over, and he lost him. You know what I mean? Like Doomsday jumped down.
Dude, he freaking dodged him.
He dodged him.
Yeah.
Like Doomsday lands, and he's looking around like, oh shit, where'd he go? Oh, whatever.
Batman.
That was the ninja. That was the ninja in Batman.
That was the ninja, yeah.
Like, that was the coolest part about that scene. I was like, I remember when I first saw it, I was like, oh, he shook him.
You know what I love about the BVS scene is that big fight scene between Doomsday and Wonder Woman and Superman is you get the great shot of Batman watching the fight scene.
Yes.
That was incredible.
Man, that's exciting, man.
Genius.
Just like when
Genius.
in Krypton in Man of Steel, Jor-El's panning and he's looking across.
Yes.
So there's like lots of those moments. It's amazing. Yeah, it's like
it's
amazing
because he never made a secret of his love for perspective and point of view shots. And that was his version of saying, like, that was Batman saying, hang on a minute, I've been fighting criminals, human beings for 20 years.
Right.
And
what is going on?
Say that. I am watching.
Yeah, he's like, what is happening right now?
How do I even help? What do I do?
This is so cool.
Yeah,
this is so cool. He led him to that spot so he can get the kryptonite.
Yeah.
He had a plan the whole
He's like
time.
waiting. Can someone
Plus,
hold
he just
that
beat
guy?
20 people just 5 minutes ago.
He told Alfred there's kryptonite there. I got kryptonite there.
He told both of them, listen, I'll be there in a second, yeah?
I'm tired.
You look like you've got this. You've got this. Yeah.
Right.
The whole time he's texting somebody.
Yeah.
He's texting Alfred.
Hold him down so I can see this guy.
Hey, this is
I
not
sing
good,
this?
bro.
Yeah.
No, but like when Superman shows up and he goes, "Did you find the spear?" He's like, "I've been a little busy."
I love that moment. Oh my God. That was great.
There was so much humor in BBS.
And we was going to have more. We was going to have more of that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We need.
I mean, if you guys think,
But we
think
need more
the
of that
fights
kind of
were, yeah.
Go
If
ahead.
you guys think the fights were big in BVS, I mean, Justice League is going to be even bigger. So just take whatever character you loved in BVS, Batman fights, Wonder Woman fights. It's going to be bigger than that in Justice League.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Flash is gonna get a whole lot more.
Hell yeah.
Where's the Flash?
Flash is gonna get a whole lot more action. And
I mean, I
way
look
more.
at the warehouse fight and think that this is unbeatable by any person. But Zach is doing it again. So
that might have been a single most orgasmic moment for a comic book fan to see like, because like let's look at it this way. We live in a great time where we get to see what we loved on paper on the big screen. So it's worth enjoying. It's worth geeking out over, you know.
Yes,
so
yes,
guys,
definitely.
I've got a quick confession to make. Listen, I need to go now because I have to do some bits. I just want to say it's been a pleasure to speak with all of you.
Dude, it's been an honor having you. Honor having you
down there. Krypton Cage sealed.
Hey, buddy.
Nice meeting you, Riff.
Yeah, absolutely. Likewise. Pleasure was mine.
Likewise, man.
Listen, don't be a stranger. If you need anyone to join a stream, send me a DM. And if I can make it, I will, yeah?
Yeah,
definitely.
keep in touch with me, Riff. Keep in touch with me, man.
Definitely. Take care, guys. All the best, yeah?
Hi, Riff.
Thank
All
you.
right, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise. See you guys.
And there he goes.
Man.
It's gone.
Riff
It's
was
gone.
my buddy, man.
Awesome.
It's cool
Yeah.
dude, man.
Cool.
Cool dude.
Oh man,
I
I thought he was so
10 minutes
excited.
myself,
Yeah, he was so excited to just to meet you, Chris. Actually, he didn't want to tell you that.
Oh,
he didn't want to tell you that.
Hey,
But he was so excited to do that. Yeah.
you know what's funny is that when I finally announced that Chris was going to be on the show, like he DM'd me like real fast. He was like, "Hey, I'll be there. I'll be there."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No way. No way.
That was
Yeah.
But no, I mean, one question that I kind of wanted to ask you guys was, you know, through Man of Steel and BVS, we won't talk about Justice League, but out of those two movies, you know, there are certain scenes, and I want to say there was a tweet going around where it was asking, what is your 3 favorite scenes from the DCEU, right?
Oh, right.
And still to this day, I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but my favorite scene from all the DCU movies was the scene in Man of Steel when General Zod is talking to the council and to Superman's mother, and he tells her, he goes, "You think your son is safe? I will find him, Laura." And then he ends with, "I will find him." That was that is like perfect.
And then the Hans Zimmer drums. In the
Yeah.
I mean, it was just so much behind that, and there was so much emotion in his face and in his dialogue that he was able to deliver. Yeah, he meant it. He's like, "I'm gonna find him.
I will find that dude."
And you knew he was going to, obviously, because the movie, but you felt it. You were like, "Oh, he's gonna find his ass."
It's dangerous.
You better be ready.
You better be ready. Exactly.
That's one scene, Nick. You got two more after that, or
two more?
That's just your favorite. That's just your favorite overall. I don't put you on the spot.
No, not at all. My second favorite scene is actually in BVS when Bruce is talking to Alfred, and he goes, "The white Portuguese isn't carrying a dirty bomb. What is it carrying?" He's carrying a rock, a mineral, capable of weakening Kryptonian cells. And my favorite part about the whole talk is when he goes, to destroy it. He goes to keep it out of Luther's hands. Destroy it.
Right.
Yeah. He goes, no. Yeah. And then he tells him, he says, 20 years in Gotham, Alfred.
That was awesome.
You've seen what promises are worth. How many good guys are left? How many stayed that way? I mean, oh my God. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God. It was
that line was a reference to so many things.
Oh yeah, it just opened up everything. It was like, wow, what does he mean by that? There's so much he can mean by that. I'm in love right now. You know what I mean? It was just so
emphasis on murderous intent there.
Exactly.
Absolutely murderous intent there.
If you want to stay on the topic of brutality, I love the part where Batman rips out the freaking sink and smashes it over
everything, including the sink.
Back of the head. Back of the head. I mean, you talked about like brutality. Boom.
I mean, when Beavis was coming out, when Beavis was coming out, everyone was just in pop culture. Everyone was asking, "Are you Team Batman, Team Superman?" Right? Mm-hmm. So I was always like, "Team Batman, Team Batman." He's going to beat Superman's ass because of that dialogue we heard in the Comic-Con by Harry Dennix. So obviously, I'm going. Batman is definitely defeating Superman.
Oh yeah,
so I'm going Team Batman.
Oh man.
And then when the fight started, I was like, "Yeah, Batman, go!" And then as soon as he just breaks the glass and Superman falls down, I was like, "Okay, maybe not. Slow down, Batman. What are you doing?" It was hard on him. But I was almost feeling bad.
Batman came ready. Batman came ready.
Oh yeah, he was prepared.
I mean, he was pumping iron. And
he planted the spear. He knew where the fight was going.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right there, he knew
where the fight was going.
So smart.
I went from go Batman to my God, Batman. What
are you doing? Stop! But you know, my third favorite scene, and there's a lot of good scenes, but like I think it's the scenes that just mean so much, and just have so much emotion behind it. And I love the scene where he's dragging Superman and he's telling him like, your parents probably told you that you were something demoralizing him. Demoralizing him. You know, the world doesn't make sense unless you force it to. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, this is so bad.
Awesome.
Dude, and even his voice mechanics were just going up and down, so he was Bruce and Batman at the same time.
But at the same time, in Man of Steel, when you have General Zod telling Superman, he's like, you know, holding his hand out, you know, and he's like, "This is what's left of Krypton," you know, or you know, I'm paraphrasing, and you know, he tells him, he goes, "My sole purpose." Is for Krypton, and you have taken that from me. You know, there's so much behind that. I was like, wow, I couldn't have said it any better than that. You know what I mean? Like, it's to a degree where you say, you know what? If I were General Zod, I would feel the same way. You know what I
I'd
mean?
be pissed.
You know what I mean? I want to whoop his ass. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he didn't kill
Like, I'm all in. All in.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. And he's like, I will kill them, Cal. I will kill every last one of them. You know, you're just like, wow. Like,
that's the beauty of these villains. I mean, they are a villain, but they believe in their fight. They're not there. They don't think they're evil. They think they're villains.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't think they're villains, you know. I mean, so it's they're so charismatic and they're really emotional about it. And if you really think about it, Batman is the villain in Batman v Superman for the most part.
Yeah,
and so you see that General Zod, Batman, they really, really, truly believe they're being the good guy at that point.
Yeah. That's a good point. And Nick, I mean, I'll tell you my three real quick. Man of Steel. When Zod was right at the Smallville with Superman's mom, he came in, pounded him. You know, you think you could threaten my mother? That's one of my
that's
one of my favorite scenes.
My mother,
He was.
I almost stood up in the theaters when I saw that. But
that was done in
time. That was the first time that Kal-El. Yeah, that was the first time that he ever
Superman
let his anger out. You know what I mean? Because it was building up that he was always keeping it in, and that was the first time he just went straight at somebody. And so, it meant.
My second one's at the end of BVS because I kind of have them numbered. Well, I kind of have it going up. That was number 3.
We're going
your first.
Yeah, we're going up.
3, 2, 1.
We're going up. But number 2 is at the end of BVS, at the end of the fight with Doomsday. When I think Wonder Woman throws the lasso, Batman shoots the little Krypton
grenade.
Grenade. The Superman comes in. It's just a shot of that was just brilliant.
It's teamwork.
It was so brilliant. Like, that's a trinity. That was a trinity. I may almost cried on that part. I was like, wow, like they all had a part in this. You know what I'm saying? And sacrificed himself.
And that part when Batman shot him with that kryptonite grenade, I remember when I saw it in the theater. So Wonder Woman, gets him with the lasso, and I'm like, oh. And then all of a sudden he goes, oh, and he gets hit. He goes, and right when that happened, I was like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't see it coming. I was like, he nailed him. You know?
Such a great shot. And then my favorite scene ever of Zack Snyder at this point is the Batman warehouse scene. That's the greatest scene I think I've ever seen on film. Yeah, the whole scene.
Yeah, it has to be the R-rated director's cut version. Yeah, you gotta have that.
The whole scene. It's ridiculous.
That was the best Batman scene. Best Batman fighting scene ever.
I've never seen Batman like that in my life. That's amazing.
And he looked superhuman.
Yeah.
The strength he had was incredible. You're like, oh, this guy is a real. He's the real deal.
Like he's a monster, you know. He came through the wall,
and he was brutal. He was brutal with it. He was brutal.
He was brutal. He was angry, and
he was
to
angry.
get him even more angry. One person stabbed him.
He was like, "I'm gonna fuck you guys up now."
He stabbed him back.
He stabs him back, and then the other guy
goes, wait, I'm just going to punch him.
I feel like this. I bought my TV to see that scene in the best quality I could. Like I told my wife, I was like, I need the best LED TV to see the BVS warehouse scene, and she got that for me for our anniversary when it came out. And that's how much I was so excited.
That's it. Ever since I've gotten HBO Max, the one thing that I've done the most, I would say, is I've watched, even though it's a theatrical cut, I've watched BVS so many times, especially when I go to work and I'm on lunch. All I end up doing is I just put it on my AirPods. I just watch BVS. To be able to do that whenever I want to, it's incredible. It's incredible. Okay, Chris, if you had 3 scenes, what would they be?
Oh man, it's so difficult. I think I tweeted out, but I want to say maybe go through Man of Steel first. It's Superman, defeats the World Engine. that whole scene where he's looking up the music.
He's
You're not sure. Yeah, you're not sure if Perry White's gonna make it and all that. That seems so really truly powerful.
Yeah.
Second one, I don't know what I tweeted now because like I saying like it's 1, 2, and 3, but they're all awesome.
Right.
But I can all I can think of right now is the nightmare scene. The entire I just like what is up? I remember in the theaters, I'm geeking out. Like people are like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "It's parademons!" Oh my god!
They came in like
people.
It's Dark Side.
People didn't even recognize Flash.
The symbol. Yes. Oh man.
Yeah, there's just too much in there.
People didn't even recognize Flash when he came to Bruce. You know, he was wearing that mask, and everyone was like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Injustice."
I mean, even him just showing up. I mean, that was just. I mean, the whole time I kept thinking, I was like, man, I really hope they integrate, Flash and Aquaman, all these characters somehow. And when Flash showed up, the way he did, and how his mask is like. I would open up. I was like, and that's why I knew. I was like, oh my god, this is totally different. Like he's from the future.
I went through 3 different things. I was like, when the whole thing, I was like, first there's Dark Side. Oh my god, they're Dark Side. Oh my god, they're doing Injustice. Oh my god, it's Flashpoint. Like yeah. In that little scene, and I was like, that was totally geeking out. It was crazy.
When Superman lands, and then the Stormtrooper army just kneels. That was when I was like, okay, we are getting Justice Superman.
Like to this day, I still feel that where Justice League, so in Zack Snyder's Justice League, I feel like it's going to end in the nightmare sequence, or a nightmare future, where they're going to be working on how to get Flash back in time. And that's when they're going to reveal that Jared Leto's Joker and Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke are there with them. Because there's that scene in Suicide Squad where Joker comes in and he goes blah 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 blah. I can see him doing that where they're talking about time travel, and all of a sudden he goes blah 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 blah, and they turn around and he's there. You know what I mean? That was just. Can you imagine?
Nick, I'm just saying, Zack Snyder shot the scene. Okay, he shot the scene with Batman, Deathstroke, and Jared Leto's Joker. I don't know if that's going to stay in the Zack Snyder's Justice League. He shot the scene to set up the Batman movie. That's what he was setting it up for. So that was actually shot in principal footage. So it's just a matter of if that's going to be cut in the series, or are they going to save that for the Batman series? We don't know.
I can't wait to see their interaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Chris, number 3.
Joker is so extra, right? Like he's always about himself, so narcissistic, and I just want to see what Ben Affleck's Batman is going to do to him when he does all that shit.
Well,
they never really interact with Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly. And like, what I want to see is the dialogue between them. When he encounters Joker, is he going to bring up the whole, Robin, storyline? Is he going to bring up? There's so much history with the two characters. Is that there's so much to talk about, and whatever they do talk about, it's going to just like blow my mind. I'll be like, oh my god, they're talking about this. Even in what was it? In the animated. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. No, in the animated movie, when he goes to see the Joker, and it's not the Joker, but he doesn't know that, and he goes, "I came here to talk to you." He's like,
Red Hood.
Oh, a Hush.
Under the Red Hood.
I think so. Well, no, I think it was one of the Justice League movies.
Killing Joke.
Yeah, Killing Joke. He goes,
Killing Joke, right.
I have not.
About how this is going to end. It's
Right.
like one of us.
The movie.
Yeah. Oh my god, that whole scene. I was like, wow, this is incredible. If I saw this on
They're
film,
playing cards, right?
yeah, he's playing cards, and he realizes that
Joke.
he's not even there. He's like, who are you? Ah! All right, so Chris, number 3.
Oh, number 3, we kind of talked about issue with you, just the whole Trinity fight and battle, starting from when Wonder Woman drops down, starting from there all the way to the end.
Oh man!
And Wonder Woman dropping down.
Scene, man.
Yeah, Wonder Woman dropping down is one thing, and then right after that, she jumps into the battle, right?
Yes.
That's
like she doesn't just
immediate,
jump, but she screams too. She's like,
that's a POV shot.
She loves it. She loves the fight. She
she's
loves
like, bring it on, you know?
Yeah.
You believed it. You believed it when she did it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like when her music came, kicked in on that scene.
I
had chills in my whole body. I was like,
before that, Batman was
the
like,
entire theater went nuts.
He goes, oh shit.
Oh shit.
He knew he was screwed.
He was done. He was done.
This Batman is always like, I'm ready to go in BVS and Justice League.
Oh yeah.
Billy Batson. What?
Another favorite scene is Billy
I
Batson.
only watched Shazam one time, so I don't know.
It was a good scene though.
That was a great scene.
I actually gotta go get dinner for the kids. But I want to thank you guys so much for
joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us. I thank you so much. I can't even describe how thankful I am to have you here. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Chris. I'm gonna hit you up on Twitter.
Hell yeah, let's do this.
It was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure.
Hit you up, buddy.
Take care.
Cheers.
See ya. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
All right, we're not done yet.
We're not done.
We're not done. Okay, Krypton.
The prelude.
Krypton, I need your 3 scenes. What are they? Go ahead.
What?
Your 3 scenes.
3 scenes.
Oh no, man! I didn't even participate in that because
you're like I already did them.
You're not ready.
That question was like. That question was, what's your favorite 3 scenes?
Here we go. Jay
and beat you, Krypton. So Krypton, you shut up.
Hey, but you know what though? The Joker Harley dancing clip in Suicide Squad, that was a great shot.
Okay.
And
okay, we need some more 3 scenes. Everybody, put your 3 scenes in the chat here.
There you go. Yeah.
But that Joker Harley's the Joker scene in the club when Common shows up and he goes, nice to meet you, or welcome back, Jay. I love how I forgot the guy's name, but his right hand man. I love how when Common says, welcome back, Jay, and he goes to shake his hand, and right away he goes, hey, he don't shake hands. Have a drink. It just sets the precedent of like, okay, wait a minute, like this guy isn't your normal kind of guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just love that dialogue. Just him saying that, like, he don't shake hands. Like, don't do that. Otherwise, it's going to set him off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Certainly some scenes where he was more menacing than the other scenes. Yeah. So we can tell which were watered down.
You know what's interesting is when in Man of Steel, when Superman got in a fight, he actually had to recover.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of scenes where he was down and out. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's a different take on the Man of Steel that I saw before, where like he had to like build the energy back up and get back into the fight.
Yeah.
So if you want to categorize that as like a scene, I categorize it as part of the character that I really appreciated how Zack Snyder put into the movie, where it kind of made it a little bit more human-like, where, if you're out there running around, exercise, you got to rest, bro. It's like you gotta take a breath,
I mean, that was literally his first day of fighting, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was new to it. He was new to it. All right, keep going.
I mean,
go
ahead.
And also in Justice League,
I meant Krypton, not Master Blaster, but it's fine.
Oh, you call me MB, MB, baby.
Okay, so you said in Krypton?
Yes.
So in Justice League, we were hearing that we are going to get Superman Unchained. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
We're still going to get that. Yeah, I mean,
we're getting it.
We literally have no 0 to 1% maybe footage of Superman being in the movie. Not in the trailers, not in that stupid movie that we got. The actual Superman is still to be seen. So that's what I'm most excited for.
Well, it's like we talked about, on the last show when we said basically when we saw Justice League, we all of us realized that during the resurrection scene, that's when shit started to go haywire. When you're just like, wait a minute, there's something wrong here. there's something real wrong, because you can tell when you have Zach's footage and Henry Cavill is there, looking, clean, sharp, and then you have Joss Whedon's footage where he's got the Shrek mouth. He's like, at that point I was like, there's something wrong. This is not right. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not
so
right.
In
But
that,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Krypton. Go ahead.
Okay, so in that Steppenwolf fight, right, when he says, "I'm looking for truth" or something like that, I guess that line is Joss Whedon, but that whole scene, his face is normal. So I loved that scene where Steppenwolf's hand is going like this, and he's just smiling. Oh, this bitch. He's just smiling like, I can take him easy. And then he punches him down and lasers him. I actually liked that scene. It wasn't the best fight, but I liked how he just downplayed Steppenwolf. I know it's not going to be that easy in ZSJL, but some of it was very interesting how he fought him.
It's hard to talk about that scene, because even the scene you're talking about, when he flies in, he goes, "Is this guy still bothering you?" Yeah. And like he's standing
that
on
was
like
so
the side
MCU.
of a wall. Like there was a wall, and he's standing like this. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, obviously you guys cropped that into your own scene. But I know what you mean though. That was the only scene where he looked ruthless. He lays, he eye beams him, he throws him against the wall.
Punches.
Yeah. But
I think the wall throwing is Josh. I don't know if Zach would let Superman throw Steppenwolf like that.
Well,
pretty sure that was.
The crazy thing is too is that the third act, that final battle in Justice League, there were a lot of points where it looked very similar to the tunnel battle. The tunnel battle in Justice League. The first time they encountered Steppenwolf, it looked very similar. I'm just like, okay, obviously they spliced together scenes. Because it was just like, man, it was that bad. Like you had to do all of this. Like you wasted all the budget on refilming like most of the movie, that when you got to the third act, you were like, okay, we're going to cut in some of his scenes and we're going to just like Frankenstein this movie. It's horrible.
Also, the runtime is short, so they just wanted every member to have their hit on Steppenwolf and get it over with.
Yeah, it was just like it's like we were saying, Wonder Woman and Aquaman, their abilities, their overall strength, it like downgraded when they went against Steppenwolf, and then Superman showed up, and he's just like, "Oh, this guy, get out of here!" You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, okay, so if you hadn't shown up, they were all gonna die because they can't.
And everyone after seeing that movie were like, why do you even need the Justice League then if your Superman could take Steppenwolf so easily?
Exactly.
Right?
And they overly humanized Batman. They made him like
they did. Yeah.
Like he's got a gun, like
what happened to BVS?
They made him Hawkeye.
They made him Hawkeye.
They did actually, yeah.
He's playing fucking laser tag up on like a little shelf, like
he's joking around.
I was just like, oh my god,
no joking,
no, like
don't remind me of that. Yeah,
I watched that scene earlier today because.
That's a scab that just got like ripped off again.
Yeah, and you're still bleeding. You're like, damn it,
And to add to the horror that we are seeing, they had to have that shitty music playing at the background. The Danny Elfman score.
I mean, like what music? It was like barely there. It was like, it was just kind of like in the background. Like, I don't know. I'm just.
And every time,
shit,
every time the hero does something good, I'm like, that Avengers type of stuff. I'm like, cringe. No.
No.
The only battle that even resembled anything of Zack Snyder was that tunnel battle. But even then, you could tell that there's some shots that he spliced in, especially when he goes, I didn't bring a sword. And he goes, yeah, he is tall. Anyway, moving away from that. Okay, you have one more.
Please.
Yeah.
I would say though,
like I'm done. I'm done with this talk.
Out of all the themes and music, whatever you call it, whatever he made, I think the score that fit the most was the Flash scene when he was in slow motion. I think that was very similar to the CW Flash theme.
Yeah, it was.
that kind of worked for me. But obviously, that's not going to be the movie.
Well,
It won't. Yeah, it won't.
Yeah, it won't. And I think that that was the only theme that he put any time into, because he obviously recycled Batman's theme, he recycled Superman's theme, so it was the only one that he really did. And the only scene with Aquaman, he didn't even touch that because he probably figured, well, James Wan's going to have his own score and his movie, so I'll just make something up, Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
last but not least, Master Blaster. Your top three scenes.
I would say one of the coolest things about Man of Steel was in the beginning of the movie where you get to see Clark as a kid realize his powers.
Still's going into portrait mode.
Oh no.
Still, what's happening? I love your mugshot, but man,
I would say that was again. I'm more of the feel of things, right? That was like that brought it to a different level. Okay, so one of them was that. I would also say, even at the end of BVS. Oh, another one at the end of BVS.
It's just you and me.
Yeah, it's all good.
Face off.
First time.
Okay, wait.
At the end
What
of
was your
BVS,
first one? Wait, go back to your first scene.
Oh, back to the first scene. I would say that the first scene, it was not really, I guess the scene, where Clark, as a youth, is witnessing his powers in the classroom as a kid. He's scared. That was touching. It was more of like, this is how you would feel if you had this all of a sudden.
That was a parent's point of view.
He saw a live beating heart.
Holy shit! I'm looking at their skeletal system all out of nowhere.
Yeah.
All right.
So, a live beating heart.
Jay's got a comment. The Elfin score was as worse as Cavill's CGI face, maybe worse. No, it was. It was unmemorable. It was barely there. It felt like stock audio that he just kind of like threw in there. Like, oh well, I mean, they probably only gave him like a month to make it. Who knows? So
the score released, I think 1 day before the movie came out, right? I think that was done purposely to make us privy to what's going to come in the movie. So be prepared. This is what you're going to get. So they first released the Heroes theme.
Yeah.
I actually heard it first and I was like, oh my God, they're totally changing the movie. And I kept hearing it and
so different.
Yeah, I kept hearing it and then I kind of started liking it as a separate thing, not a DCEU theme, but a separate theme. I mean, on its own, it's kind of good, but they didn't even use that in the movie. The only good theme they had, they didn't even use in the movie. I mean, what's the point?
No, exactly. It was just a waste. So Leo writes, Steppenwolf is going to be brutal and you will love it. Hey, if they go with OG Steppenwolf, going to, I need to get Phil back in here. I think Phil went to bed. I don't even know. But if they do OG Steppenwolf, which I'm already assuming they're going to do, that is going to be such an upgrade from the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean Steppenwolf we got. I mean, he looks like he should be a part of like Davy Jones's squad. If not,
exactly. It's like,
I didn't realize that until you recently said it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was so perfect.
Well,
perfect analogy.
And then Sil was saying how on Dawson's show that how they were saying, "Hey, there, Sil's back." How you were saying that Steppenwolf, his face looks like a bad rendering of Liam Neeson?
Oh gosh!
My boy Zebra Fett coined that. Yeah, that's what we was talking. We was brainstorming. It was like Steppenwolf's so terrible. Like, what does he look like? It's a bad render of Liam Neeson. I'll find your mother box. I will kill you. I will, like.
Imagine Kieran Hines.
We want the OG Steppenwolf, man.
Imagine Kieran Hines watching that movie and watching himself in that movie. I mean, he was promised the concept art and the pre-visualization. Have you guys seen the previews of? Sorry.
Yeah. No, so he's a good voice actor too.
Yeah, and he was fucking Mance Rayder in Game of Thrones. Yeah. He was such a badass character there.
And that's the
People
thing.
feared him.
You have Mance Raider as your main villain. When I saw the article that came out, when they announced that he was the villain, he was going to play the villain, I was like, dude, this is bad.
He doesn't even need that look to look scary.
When you watch the movie, you can't even, dude, I couldn't even tell that was Kieran Hines. I was like, who am I looking at here?
In the trailer, you can hear it though.
It's just, yeah. In the trailer, you can hear it. But in the movie, I mean, I don't know what I'm looking at. He looks like a shitty knight. You know what I mean? He's wearing like crappy armor. It's just like when he first lands.
That's what I was just going to say.
The Amazon stronghold. That was the absolute. I remember when I saw that in the theater, I was like, "Oh shit, that doesn't look very good." You know what I mean? Like maybe
not
it'll
even
get better.
that. I mean, not even that. The scene right after that, he tells something and just does this. That was the worst.
Just that? Just that?
Yeah.
Just that.
That was the worst for me.
What was that question, Nick? What was that question that you just put up, Nick?
Hold on. I said Elfman literally said in an interview that it's like a score for an animated film. You know what it was? The score was
A recycle of Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Dude, the score, here we go. Whedon gave us Bucktooth Soups. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man. Oh, God.
Jay says, we will all see truly how much of a Frankenstein film Justice League was. Really? Hey, when it comes out, we're going to see it. We're going to be like, man, that was a shit show. You know what I mean?
I'm going to see it. I'm going to watch Justice League one more time on, let's see, June 30th. That is a Tuesday, June 30th. I'm going to watch Justice League one more time. Then it's going to be taken away from HBO Max.
I heard it. Hey, you posted that, and I was like, thank God they get rid of that crap. Because they knew it. They knew it. Hey, Jay says he really said that shit. And I believe you. I believe you, Jay. Because, I mean, he had to have done that, like I said, within like 1 month. They're just like, hey, you know, Whedon probably came to him or Jeff Johns. Somebody said, hey, we need you to bust this out. We loved your work in Avengers. Help us. Help us, please.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay.
But Nick,
I think they were even down on their knees.
Nick, my tweet like nearly probably went viral.
Ridiculous. I love it. I showed
the picture. I showed Justice League and I showed leaving July 1st, 2020th. And people from like all different countries have been sharing that tweet, celebrating that we're gonna be done with the Justice League in July 1st.
Yeah.
So.
HBO Max on July 1st is getting rid of Justice League, which is like, man, that's beautiful.
Don't give it another view, man. Don't do it.
What they should have done is they should have released it on the 4th of July. Like, we declare independence. Get out of here. Goodbye.
That's been my most.
You gotta download it, pirate it, and then watch it.
Yeah.
Don't give it a view.
I'm gonna watch it one more time. I'm literally I'm gonna
watch it on HBO Max. Pirate
it. That's been my most retweeted and liked tweet since I've been on Twitter.
It was a good one. It was a really good one. I mean, I remember
that picture on there.
I retweeted it. I responded to it. I was like, man, this is a
one
good
more
one.
person.
You got like a gang of likes.
What's that?
Nick, you got a lot of interactions off of that tweet. Like you made a comment. Yeah. And like people around the world's been like commenting on your comment.
Yeah, no, I have a bunch of likes on that one. Like to this day, I'm like,
tweet ever.
Yeah. My favorite response to that was some person just posted a flash picture and like, Dostoevsky, we all miss you.
Oh God, that was the worst. He's like, Dostoevsky. Like the whole Russian family was like, why are you here? What are we doing? I remember
the biggest mic drop was what Russian family?
Exactly.
God.
Well, someone asked him on Vero. They said, Zach, what about the Russian family? He said, what Russian family?
Yeah. What Russian family? We all knew that was in the movie. We all knew it. We're like, there's no way that Zack Snyder would put that Russian family in the movie. Nothing against the actors who played the Russian family, but I'm saying it did not belong in this movie. It was just like, where are we?
It didn't fit.
And look, John Campea, look, I don't have anything against him. I still watch his shows, but he even said, he was like, you could tell that Whedon added that because he wanted to have that human touch to the movie. I was just like, no.
JN with the Junkie XL
is human touch, right?
Oh, I cannot wait for the Junkie XL score. I cannot wait.
Me too.
It's already done. So
what score from that are you most excited for?
A Superman. Because I heard that he's going to use some Hans Zimmer in his Superman score. So I want to see that. A fan edit had when the Superman resurrection scene, they threw some Hans Zimmer in the resurrection scene, and
AB director.
Yes.
I don't think I don't think it will be even 100% Hans Zimmer because he's not not scoring the movie. So I'm excited to see what his remake of Hans' score will be because he makes it more. Yeah, he makes it more action oriented with the drums and stuff.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god, it's going to be badass.
So that's what I'm waiting for. When Superman comes back, what is Junkie XL is going to use and take from Hans Zimmer to kind of implement that? That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah.
What I'm waiting for most is, I think, the Justice League theme. I mean, that's number one on my list. What's the Justice League theme in the DCEU going to be like?
Do you think there is a specific 100% Justice League theme?
100%.
There has to be at this point. There has to be.
There's a scene where they're looking into the sun.
Yeah.
That's when it's going to be played. 100%.
Jack shot it. Jack got that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
I mean, this is the first Justice League movie. He definitely is going to make a theme for it.
Yes.
What is your most anticipated one, Master Blaster?
Scene?
Yeah. What's
I mean the score.
Score? I don't know if I really have one. I mean, there was a lot of interesting things when Justice League, when you watched it, you got a chance to watch, Batman and the whole roof scene, and they brought elements of the old Tim Burton into that. For me, being a big nostalgic kind of guy, I liked it, but just in general, you got to kind of go back to the big fight scene. It's like what are they going to play for the big fight scene? What are they going to change? Obviously, Superman's going to be different. Batman should be a little different. There should be more scenes of Aquaman and Wonder Woman involved, a little more Cyborg going on. So it's just you add all those things, and it's not going to take a whole lot. From the soundtrack to make it, much more enhanced. I mean, you got a lot of good shots going on there. It's going to happen. Super stoked. I'm just waiting for that.
Every character is going to have at least a motif.
This is what it's all about right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every character is going to have a motif, right? For other directors to take from. Maybe not a full-on theme for Cyborg or Flash, but at least they'll have some notes for them. I'm pretty sure Junkie XL is going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, even that scene, that's such a badass scene where Batman just flies down into the freaking into the crawler.
Why are you showing me this? Don't show me Steppenwolf.
Oh
yeah, let's not see him.
Let's not see him.
She has the Amazonian god blood in her. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of like that. I like
that line.
I like that
the line Steppenwolf says, my sword is what does it say? It's filled with the blood of your sisters or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
My axe is sick with the blood of your sisters. I mean,
right, that was badass.
There was
that would get Wonder Woman triggered.
Oh yeah.
And
wild. There was some lines that he had that were pretty badass. Like that one was badass. And then I also liked what was it? I have to think about it. I just lost it too. But that one was badass because
he's tall.
No, except for that one.
Right. Hey, Leo with the Zack Snyder. What Russian family?
Yeah, what Russian family?
I see you, Leo.
Hey, Jay says, my favorite Zach quote on Vero when someone asked him, "Does Flash say he only?"
I already know.
Yeah, he literally said,
What the
"What
F?
the fuck?" You know what I mean? Like he couldn't believe it. He was like, "What? Like, why would I have that?" Yeah, and
That is Flash. You're gonna see a whole new Flash on Zack Snyder's Justice
I
League.
can't wait, man.
Yeah.
you know, I
And even
remember
Aquaman.
when I saw that scene where he's like, "I'm just pushing people
And
right
Cyborg.
away." You know what I mean? I was just kind of like, "What are we doing? Are we trying to establish that he doesn't know?"
Yeah,
what
that's a Josh Whedon line.
Oh yeah.
He wanted people to look weak. He's not weak.
Hey,
Quicksilver.
I don't understand that, man.
Time travel.
yeah,
I don't understand
you
that,
can
man.
tell. The one thing that stood out was that when Batman was staring at him, and he's looking at the Flash, and he hears the parademons go, "Rah!" And he looks over, he's like,
Realize this.
You could see like the costume like stretch a little bit, and I was like, that doesn't look very good. And
Realize this, dude.
What's up?
Realize this, that the Flash that we was getting from Zack Snyder was the Flash that's going to access the Speed Force at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So this weakling that we were showing, he wasn't worthy of that, but that Josh Whedon gave us. But Zack Snyder's giving us a Flash. He's like literally. This may not be spoiler.
He's a game changer.
This may not be spoiler because we don't know what Zack's going to change. Okay, but at the end of Justice League, everyone's supposed to get like slaughtered by Steppenwolf, and then Flash is going to say, "Oh shit! I need to run back in time."
Oh shit!
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And Speed Force. That's a Flash we was going to get, and then they was going to come back, and then have a different strategy. Aquaman's going to impale Steppenwolf. Wonder Woman's going to come and cut his head off. Now, we don't know if that's going to change. We don't know if that's going to change now in the
I think it's going to be there because Zach posted that picture on Vero, right?
Yeah.
On Happy 214.
Yeah.
So people are like, MAY. Remember that picture?
Yeah.
I think that's the scene.
That's what we're supposed to get. That's what we're supposed to get.
When I first saw that picture, I feel stupid now, but like when I first saw that and it showed her like, getting ready to cut his head off, I kept thinking, I was like, wait, where is he going? Is he like for some reason I couldn't tell what was happening in the scene. I was like, why is he laying down in midair? What's happening? And then when I found out that he was being taken through a boom tube, I was like, that makes so much more sense. That he was trying to they were trying to get him out of there, and she's like, no, screw that.
He cuts his head off. Darkseid catches his head, looks through the boom tube and said, "I'll see you soon, Justice League." And the boom tube closes. And that's what the next movie.
Well, and not only that, but Ray Porter has gone on the record saying that they have an interaction, so that whole line when he says, no protectors here, no lanterns, no Kryptonians, that they have an interaction with not only himself, but like with the Sod and with Darkseid. And Ray Porter said, he's like, we have a little bit of a family back and forth banter with each other.
Yeah, some dialogue. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that means that Darkseid is way more in the movie than we know.
Ray Porter has a lot of like tracks on this movie.
You think Darkseid is going to diss on Steppenwolf?
He's going to report. Steppenwolf's going to report back to Darkseid a couple times in the movie.
Yeah,
he reports back to him.
You can't do this. Even with the Kryptonian dead, you're coming in here.
Right.
That's a good.
You still fail.
Yeah. Back to Darkseid.
He
is gonna rip on Steppenwolf so hard.
When he catches his head, you're gonna see Grail next to him, and another possible person. But you're gonna see Darkseid's daughter, who's played by Sophia, the one that's in the Mummy.
Yep.
She had principal footage in the Justice League. She's standing right there next to Darkseid through the boom tube. Yeah.
And is Granny Goodness going to be in it?
Yeah.
Granny Goodness too.
What do you say, Krypton?
Is Granny Goodness going to be in it?
That's not confirmed. Not confirmed. I know for sure Grail is there and another person, but I don't know if it's Granny Goodness at all.
I think it's Grail and Desaad because they had an actor
possibly
who played Desaad, and And that's the craziest part is that they shot those scenes.
Yeah.
You know, and they're there. They're gonna be there next year. We're gonna see this movie.
It's an actual shot. It's an actual shot. Like, looking through the boom tube, he's holding Steppenwolf's head and telling Superman, "I'm gonna see you soon. I'm gonna see you soon."
Like I heard that
Ray Porter made that dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard she cuts his head off and then it rolls through the boom tube and that the dark side puts his foot on, like he stops it. And he's like, yeah, and that's when you see all of them.
I'm gonna see you. That's his actual dialogue. I will see you soon. That's what he says.
But here's the thing, though, is that you can have.
Better.
Oh yeah, you can have that scene
better.
in Zack Snyder's Justice League. But at the same time, like if you wanted to incorporate everything else, right, you can have this come out and then say that Justice League Part 2 takes place after, let's say, like Shazam, because I mean we've seen in all the animated movies Shazam is there for a lot of these big, these Justice League group ups. He's there, so why not have Justice League 2 take place after Shazam has already after the Shazam movie in the timeline, because you could have Ben Affleck's Batman taking place during that time. You know what I mean? So it's all build up to that.
Well, Nick, I mean we know it's canon that Shazam meets Henry Cavill Superman.
That's what I was going to say.
At the end of Shazam.
Yeah.
That happens before. Do I want to say it's before the Justice League?
No,
I want to say that
After.
Is after?
Yeah, because
after the resurrection.
So Shazam is not a part. So he's part of Part 2.
Yeah.
Shazam will be a part of Part 2 of Justice League.
Yeah, but the problem is Zach said that for the entire movie, Superman is going to have the black suit, right?
For Part 1, yes.
I know where you're going with this.
Lunch having, he's casually putting on the blue suit to have lunch with Shazam.
Well, that's Part 2, right?
That's Part 2. But here's the thing.
Zach said for sure that Part 1, Superman's going to have a black suit. And Zack Snyder's Justice League.
So this is the only thing that I think that there may be a plot hole, and I hate to bring this up because it sounds like I'm trying to debunk something and I'm not. I noticed something a while back and I'm just like, man, like I don't know. So in the nightmare sequence, he's wearing the blue suit. So don't you think that in that sequence he should have been wearing the black suit because he's been resurrected and he's evil now? So it's kind of like,
Think about this. Think about this.
Think
about this. The last scene in Justice League, okay?
Oh God.
Is that Henry Cavill does the whole,
short run.
Yeah, that was a Zack Snyder shot.
That's definitely blue suit. 100%.
That's Zack Snyder shot. So perhaps after the battle with Steppenwolf, that he dons the classic suit again. Yeah. Then he goes to Shazam after that.
Yeah. I still feel that that's going to be maybe the ending of Zack Snyder's Justice League, because if that happens, even Shazam cameo is on the table, with canon.
So Hardball says, so ironic, Campia didn't like, not like you. Oh. Listen, everyone knows it's Whedon shots. And yeah, he says Zach's version won't be as good.
Oh, not that long. That's one of my worst lines. Oh man.
Oh, that was his absolute worst line.
Man.
I don't not. It's like what?
I don't not like John.
The thing with John Campia is that he still doesn't know how different Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to be. I mean, any person who's looking into it can do the math.
He knows.
I mean, there's more unseen footage.
There's
more unseen footage than the entire Justice League.
I'll tell you this.
That says something.
He's not as stupid as he seems.
No,
he's not stupid. That's what's frustrating. He's not stupid. He puts a lot of research into stuff, but I don't know why he just doesn't.
No,
research
he may be as stupid as you think. Okay, so the old WB. Okay, there's been a new regime. Okay, there's a new WB, which is actually AT&T. Those people that had like scoops with the old WB, they don't have the same connects with the new WB, which is AT&T. And HBO Max, Warner Media. That's what Grace Randolph is running into. I'm a friend of Grace Randolph. Okay, I DM her back and forth about stuff.
Cancel.
She's
just kidding.
she's spot on with stuff that's not DC at this point. Okay, but I love her. Okay, so the point is, these John Campea, all these people that love the old WB, they have no idea what's going on with this new regime at all. So
I'm just so curious to see what his reaction is going to be, because he believes that it's not vastly different. He just thinks that it's the director's cut of the Justice League.
Well, Jason Momoa told you it's totally different, so he saw it. 100% I didn't see it. Jason Momoa
based on the math alone, it's 100% different.
Yeah. Zach said they only use 10%.
Yes.
Yeah, Zach said they only use 10% of his shots. Okay. Yeah. In a 2-hour and 30 movie.
Wow.
One more thing in that Hollywood Reporter article. I don't know if you guys have read the entire article. It has a lot of information, and in that, I think Zach says about 1/4 of his movie was in Justice League. No, it wasn't. 25% of his movie was not in the theatrical version. I don't think he knows that.
Not at all. Yeah, it was 10%. Zach said it like you only saw 10% of what I shot.
That's terrible.
But he has a 4-hour cut. Okay.
Yeah. Even Chris Terrio was like 90% of his stuff wasn't there. I mean, not Chris Terrio, Fabian Wagner.
Yeah. So it's been confirmed. But then on top of that, Zach is shooting new scenes on top of that.
Exactly.
So,
so there's some stuff. There's some stuff a lot of these scoopers and you guys know, which is going to be in the Snyder Cut. But we are not getting the Snyder Cut. We're getting Zack Snyder's Justice League, and so much stuff is going to be different.
Yes,
getting more.
That is what I'm excited for.
Getting more.
I mean, I will say this.
What?
I will say this. Like I said, we're not about spoiling. That's the thing with the Culture Nerd. Yes. Our editor-in-chief, he's not about spoiling anything. Okay?
Yeah.
So if I spoil anything, like I get fired, basically. So the thing is that you're going to see more Batfleck that you did not see in Justice League. You're going to see Black Suit Superman. Yep. You're going to see a strong Wonder Woman. And you're going to see Cyborg's full story.
There's not going to be the boob shot?
yeah, that's not in the shot. But the end of
wait, which shots?
Yeah. Can we watch it now? No. The thing is, and then there was like the ass shot.
Play it, Nickatina.
Yeah. There was the ass shot of Wonder Woman. Like, what?
What he was doing with Justice League, he was setting up every single movie. That's why I want to get that guy that had the whole script, Nick. We got to get him on a stream.
Dude, he had ask him.
Yeah, I'll DM him. Yeah.
All right. If he's down Tuesday or Sunday, whenever, just let me know.
We'll try to get him for Tuesday.
We'll get it running.
But the end of Zack Snyder's, I'll say the Snyder Cut because it may change with Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay. Mm-hmm. But the end of the Snyder Cut, he was setting up every solo movie. Batman, that was the Deathstroke Joker scene. Okay.
Yep.
That was setting up the Batman movie with Batfleck. Okay. Aquaman, he had a scene with Mera and William Dafoe to set up the Aquaman movie that we got. We got that movie. He was setting up that movie. Yeah. Wonder Woman, that was leading her to her end of her scene, which at the end of her movie, that's the start of Justice League when the bomb goes off. Exactly. Flash, he goes to Iris to meet up with her to set up his movie. So Zack Snyder was setting up everything, at the end of his movie. So we're gonna get it all though. So.
Instead, all we saw was like Flash running on the street, like all awkward, like
that wasn't.
Yeah, it was like what? I guess he's fighting crime. I don't know.
I like how he starts his run at the Heroes Park. He just beats the ground and then.
And then at the end, Bruce Wayne is at home and he's met by a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
That comes to his door. So that was setting up a whole, multiverse. That was setting up everything,
everything.
cosmic universe.
You think all that's going to be there, and they're just gonna end it with this movie?
I think
100% they're taking it
No.
further.
Keep it going.
I know that Zach's getting more than JL1.
Yep.
Like, I know that. Okay.
To be honest, I'm just most excited for the Batfleck movie or show after this. With Ben Affleck.
We are still waiting on Ben Affleck to sign off on that. Like,
I mean, if that comes out and that goes toe to toe with the Mandalorian, I'm sorry. I love the Mandalorian. I love it.
Yes,
Mandalorian is so dope. But I'm sorry, if I had to choose between Mandalorian and season 2 of Mandalorian and Ben Affleck's Batman, I'm Batman all the way. I'm like
Batman all the way. At least
all the way.
We're waiting for confirmation. We're waiting for confirmation that Ben Affleck.
I mean,
HBO Max. Yeah, HBO Max, Warner Media. They want AT&T. They all want Ben Affleck to return, and 100%. As soon as he returns, they're going to sign John Manganiello, whatever his name is, and Jared Leto. They're going to sign them on to do
the director
Batman series.
And the director of the possible Deathstroke movie, which was going to be. I mean, they have the director ready. They have the script ready. They have Joe Manganiello ready.
It's up to Ben Affleck.
But see, that is a project that you can totally put on HBO Max and have it just thrive.
Go raw.
If you put a Deathstroke movie in the theaters, I don't know. People will be like, "Wait, who is this?"
I'm sure.
But you put HBO Max,
it will get attention.
All of us are going to tune right in and be like, "Yes."
Give them in a series. Give them in a series on HBO Max. They can push it with Batman as a villain. Think about that. Think about that.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to have Batman though.
But I'm just saying, think about a Deathstroke series with Batman as the antagonist. Okay. In the background, think of
always making Batman.
Think of the Assault on Arkham. Think of that Assault on Arkham cartoon. Think of that
cartoon.
Think of that, and Batman is in the background. Okay,
that's pretty dope.
That's what Deathstroke would be on HBO Max.
Yeah.
You saw how Jay Oliver fanboyed over that? That means David Ayer saw my movie. He liked it. Oh my god! And all that
it's
stuff.
possible that it could happen. It's very possible.
That movie is pretty
good.
I was expecting that movie in Suicide Squad, but it never happened.
Hey, Nickatina, I gotta bounce out.
All right, man.
I want to say thank you. It's a pleasure.
Master Blaster?
Yes, sir.
So, Master Blaster is on YouTube. He does not have a Twitter handle. I'm trying to convince him. So,
damn, I was like, am I following him or not? I was just wondering.
Yeah. If you look up just the name Master Blaster, it's some dude who's not this guy.
Yeah. There's only one Master Blaster.
All right.
All right, you guys have a great evening.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I hope that Chris Wong followed you all. Let me see. I'm trying to follow him right now. Let me see.
Yeah, he did.
I'm trying to follow him. Let me see.
But no,
awesome dude, man.
Oh, he's amazing. Awesome that was amazing just to have him on the show.
That's groundbreaking right there.
I've been following Chris Wong forever. Watching
since the beginning.
Yeah, since the beginning. And like I was saying, how they always say that Superman was a beacon. And I'm going way deep into this, but like for me, Chris Wong, I mean, he was a beacon for hope. 100%. Hope for this movement. Hope for the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Hope that if we don't give up, it will pay off in the end. Mm-hmm. And even in my darkest times in my life, and even in this movement, I always tuned into him, and I realized that there was something more out there. There was something better that we can strive for. And so it just further influenced me to stay strong and to stay with this movement.
All right.
Because it was the right thing to do.
Exactly.
It is the right thing to do.
Exactly. What's Hardball talking about? Let me see.
Even when Chris Wong, even when the bad stuff happened, like these stupid articles came like it's never going to happen. Some WB executive is saying that it doesn't exist, it's never going to happen, it's deaded and all this stuff. Used to get so pissed off, and then watching Chris Wong, he was just like, it's all gonna go away. Just stay positive, stay focused.
Yeah,
we're gonna get it.
just stay
Like,
positive,
yes.
you guys.
Yes.
Always,
Well, I'll say Hardball. I don't know if Hardball, if you're following me at Sil Abdul and Twitter, I don't know, because I would have gave you the story on this. But my dream of Shazam.
Wait a minute. Was he
he's
saying?
He's talking about the return of Black Adam. Check this out. Okay, Black Adam is going to be
spoiler?
JSA. Black Adam's movie is going to be JSA. Okay, so that's going to set up. Superman's not going to come until after Black Adam's movie.
But how are they going to integrate the JSA when so far in the DCEU the JSA has never existed?
Well, you got a flashback.
That we know of.
Flashback.
Yeah.
So like there's supposed to be some kind of secret organization that has always been around.
No, think about this. Yeah. Shazam movie, okay, that happens in the time of after Batman v Superman.
Yeah, it's supposed to happen after Justice League.
That's canon. That's canon, right?
Yeah.
All right. Black Adam occurs before Shazam's story. So that's what The Rock is filming. And it's going to have the JSA in that era. Yeah. At that time. And they want to spend... right now, WB wants to make a Dr. Fate spinoff movie. Mm-hmm. They kind of want to do like a Stargirl thing, but it's on TV now.
Yeah.
But Black Adam's going to be a flashback movie. So
Dr. Fate died in Stargirl.
You won't get Superman. You won't get Superman in Black Adam.
The entire movie?
Yeah, you won't get Superman.
I think it was...
I know it's a story. I know it's a story, okay? But it's a flashback movie. You won't get Superman in that movie.
Yeah, I think the movie is set in present day, but it has flashback scenes. I mean, I think it's going to have present and flashback scenes.
Well, that's a good point, Krypton. It basically depends on the director and what they decide to kind of do they want to put Shazam in Black Adam's movie in the first movie, or do they want to set up for the sequel? That's the issue right now. Right now, it's set up as a prequel of Shazam. So we'll see.
I mean, either way, it's going to be good. With The Rock in it, it's going to be
now. The Rock,
dude, it even has Hawkman and Hugger.
Come on now. That's going to be a good movie without Shazam. I mean, come on.
So, but here's the question. Do you think that he annihilates the JSA?
Yes.
Yes, he has.
Really?
He has to. Because they're not around later on.
I think Black Adam, it's The Rock.
But here's the thing, though, is this JSA going to be, let's say, is Steve Trevor going to be a part of running this JSA?
Well, that's the question.
Because he in the New 52, he ran Justice League of America.
That's a good question.
So it's kind of like, are they going to take from Wonder Woman 84 and take that Steve Trevor and put him?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, but
you see what I'm getting at, right?
Right, but we don't know. That's a good question, Nick. That's a very good one, because we don't know how Wonder Woman 84 is going to end. We don't know.
No, we don't.
Like our initial script that we got at the Culture Nerd, we heard that changed. They changed the script, what they shot. So we have no idea what they're going to end up doing in this movie that comes out, the end of the summer here. So if that ties into that, that'd be great. I mean, I'm all for tie-ins. I'm all for that. So, but right now, indications that Steve Trevor's not going to be a part of Black Adam.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
how much more stuff do you want in that movie?
Exactly. You got the JSA. You got Hawkman. You got Hawkman.
That movie is its own universe.
Dr. Fate. You got an Hour Man. You got, oh my God, like you got so much stuff going on in that movie, and they want spinoffs on top of that. So
even the Justice League movie doesn't have the full Justice League, but Black Adam has the JSA.
Yeah, they have the full JSA. The full JSA. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Be a good movie, man. Like people don't realize what they're getting with that. Like The Rock wants to pack as much as he can. You saw Fast and Furious. Like, come on now. The Rock wants to punch as much as he can in that movie. He wants every JSA member he can get. in that movie when they start shooting.
Yeah.
You think Vin Diesel is going to play a member?
No,
So that he can kill him?
Not a chance. Not
He's
a
gonna be in
chance.
the New Mutants, or what was it? What was that failed show by MCU?
Inhumans.
Inhumans.
Yeah, Inhumans. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
by the way, which reminds me, I have a question for you guys. I said this yesterday on the vodka stream, but remember how Inhumans, when it came out, they premiered the first episode in the theaters, IMAX. So I was wondering if when ZSJO comes out, they release the first episode in the theaters for a month so that everyone can see it, promote it like a theatrical stuff, and then a month later, when everyone has seen it, they put the episode 1 and then 1 and 2 back on HBO Max, and then go weekly from there.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, like, Krypton, like, straight up, that's not going to happen. Okay.
No.
It's a cool idea.
HBO Max has the exclusive to Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's nowhere they're going to put that in theaters first at all. Like, but after the fact, the rumors I'm hearing is that Zack does want people to see it on the big screen. Okay?
Oh yeah,
Zack wants people to see it.
Will definitely happen.
Yeah, Zack wants to see it, so maybe select theaters, or we don't know.
Oh,
but but like off the top, like the first time you see Zack Snyder Justice League, it's gonna be on HBO Max.
Yep.
I can't wait for the director's commentary of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh man,
Dude.
that'd be so cool.
Well, hey,
I think BBS and Man of Steel had us shocked. This fucking movie.
I'm telling you now. If people have talked about it already, but if they do a director commentary of Zack Snyder doing Justice League, that's going to be incredible. It won't happen. It won't. Why would they do it? It won't.
The internet is
but if
I'm
they
gonna
did,
watch it, though. I'm gonna watch it one more time, June 30th.
I'm pretty sure Lex Luthor, or I'm pretty sure Luthor Deathstroke scene was setting up. Oh, of course it was.
Yes.
Of course it was.
Yes.
He hired him to kill Batman after he threatened him the way he did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course he is.
Well, and like I said, I want to get the guy that had the script of the Snyder Cut version, where Batman visits Lex in the middle of the JL movie, and he threatens Lex and actually breaks his hand.
What?
Yeah, and then that sets up Luthor getting Deathstroke to hunt down. I know. I'm sorry. That's
gonna get fired now.
Hey, you're gonna get fired.
That's out there. That's Snyder Cut. I can't spoil.
It happened right here.
Is that the Snyder
Sunday
Cut?
nightcap?
Yeah, that's a Snyder Cut. That's Snyder Cut. So I can spoil it all day. But
he broke his hand.
He breaks Lex's hand, and then he calls up Deathstroke to hunt him down. Yeah.
As I noted before, with Amy Adams again, having a producer deal with HBO, imagine her producing and starring in a Lois Lane series, etc. What Lois?
Hey, how about Hardball? How about an Aunt May series? I mean, God,
a Paul Kent series, I mean, anything.
Hey, I love Amy Adams too. Like I like the bathtub scene. Like it was great.
That won't be an
bathtub
HBO Max. That won't be an HBO Max exclusive though.
Yeah, that'll be Skinemax.
It'll be on a different kind of site.
Skinemax. It'll be on Mr. Skin.
HBO After Dark, right there. That's what Hardball's talking about.
It'll be HBO Max with
That's my dude. I've seen him around a couple of times. I gotta hit up Hardball. He seems like a cool dude.
So one last question I have, and it's the last topic question. Well, I have another one, but it's so off topic that I'm not even gonna go there. It was gonna be, what are your thoughts on the Matrix 4? But forget it.
Wow.
I mean, at this point, it's so off topic.
There are some scenes Zach was inspired by in Man of Steel from Matrix, so it's not that off topic.
I mean, I don't know. But one of the questions I have is that if if there's one scene you're looking forward to the most out of Zack Snyder's Justice League, what is it? This is it. Like, there's one scene that you're like, I have to see this scene.
Nightmare scenes.
What's the question?
What are you most looking forward to?
Nightmare scenes. 100%.
In the Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Yeah.
We have not seen anything from the nightmare scene. Not even a photo.
Yeah, I think I want to see the nightmare scene when Cyborg plugs into the interface there, and he sees the future. I want to see what happened because he's supposed to see Darkseid at that point. Cyborg's supposed to see Darkseid and freak out, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's the main thing that I was missing, you know, from this cut.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it in that scene where he picks him up and he goes, "Now do you see it?" But he, like, you could tell that scene was related to something else. But it was
so much more. Yeah,
Justice League, when he says it, you're like, "Wait, what did he see? I don't know what he's talking about." Yeah, like, what's going on?
Because even Ray Fisher's like, he's like, "Oh man, this is so much." Like, he was like soaking it in, but we didn't see what he was seeing. We saw his reaction to it, but we did not see what he saw. So that's what I want.
Do you guys remember that scene and when Steppenwolf breaks Cyborg apart?
Okay.
Does he?
Sure, I'm following you, buddy. I was talking about
I don't remember. All right. Does Steppenwolf break Cyborg into two pieces in the
he rips him apart. Yeah.
What happens to him then?
He's taken back to the Batcave to repair. After that,
no, I mean in Justice League, what happens?
Oh, Justice League. What do they do?
Because at the end, he's standing with a new design.
Yeah,
that's true. I don't think about that.
He just repaired himself. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because he's ripped apart.
I don't think because I remember Zach saying that in the scene where Batflex tells Flash to go back. Zach specifically said that Cyborg or whatever's left of him, that means he's still broken in that scene, right? He doesn't have any like.
I mean, or it could be that when Darkseid invaded Earth, that he jacked him up again. Because there's that scene where
you're saying mentally.
Yeah, well, no, there's that scene where Superman lands. It's the bad scene where he goes, "I don't not," but it shows a Cyborg like reattaching his leg, like.
Oh,
so maybe he fixed. Yeah, but I don't even know that if that's even like canon. You know, for all I know, that they added that. Like, let's just do that, and that makes sense.
It's hardcore films, right?
In a lot of movies, the animated ones that are recently coming, Cyborg was broken. He was half. Even in Injustice, he was broken. Only part of him was doing the stuff. And in the Darkseid War, Apocalypse War, Shazam lost his leg.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he got his leg ripped off.
Ain't you probably watch that movie, man? That movie, man. Okay, spoilers for Apocalypse War movie. If everybody in the chat has not seen that movie, Apocalypse War, we're spoiling it right now. Okay.
Just turn off the audio and we'll do this and then you can turn it back on.
Yeah. Everybody dies. Everybody gets ripped up.
Dude, my God. Everyone dies. Everyone dies.
That shot of Mara where she's like, ah! I was like, whoa, this is a little extreme, you know? It's
man.
You're showing a girl like screaming in pain.
Dude,
like, oh yeah,
what happens to Nightwing? Nightwing basically gets impaled and then lifted like this.
Yeah, he gets impaled.
And then lifted like this.
I didn't like that. I didn't like it. I was like, and he comes back. He's like,
oh my God.
You're like, God, he saved his life, and he's not even like, hey,
that
it's like you said.
With your mind, man.
It's still, it's like you said. When what's her face shows up and she gets shot in the head.
Lady Shiva.
Yeah.
Lady Shiva.
Shot in there. I was like, oh, it's on now.
Yeah, I was like,
it's on now. That's her first scene. And she gets shot in the head.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
Everyone's dying. Everyone's dying.
And then Black Manta, he just turns and shoots two people and dies.
Gets ripped apart. Batwing gets shot out of the sky.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see who else.
Like Superboy gets like ripped apart. He's like,
oh my god, Superboy gets jumped. Oh
yeah,
Superboy gets destroyed. And then
The
like
worst
Superman
happened to Green Lantern.
Superman, Green Lantern had no chance.
He had no chance. Hey,
he was no chance.
And why is it that in every animated movie for the the DC animated universe, it always seems like Green Lantern gets his ass kicked? Yeah, like he's never like a dominant character. He's always like, I could do this, and he gets ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like,
what's Hardboy's question in the chat right now?
He said, yeah, Steve Trevor is gonna die again. Which is why
his latest question. Let me see.
Oh, right here. It just popped up.
Okay. No. I think we touched on that with I think we touched on that with Chris Wong, Hardball. The main thing is that it is a fan event, okay? But we're going to respect the women that's running that event and let them put out the details when the time comes. The whole point is that they are Snyder fans. They want something hype for us, for other Snyder fans during the Comic-Con season, okay? So let's wait for them. That's the Nerd Queens, at the Nerd Queens. Follow them on Twitter, and at your girl Meg on Twitter. And just follow what they're talking about. It's about the RT Snyder Cut, okay? So we want to support our voices. Mm-hmm. Follow them, and you'll see what's going on.
I'm gonna try to get her on either Tuesday or next Sunday.
We're gonna have them on Lightcast podcast. I meant to tell Chris Wong that earlier. I'm gonna DM that later. But Lightcast is gonna have the Nerd Queens and your girl Meg on to talk about the JC #JC 2020 because they had everybody talking about it last night. So
when's that?
End of July.
25th.
End of July. Okay. I'm gonna try to get her on Tuesday, if not Sunday. I'm gonna try to get Meg on here.
Do that. I'll jump on too, because I kind of pissed them off last night because like I said, I'm a reporter. Okay, I'm a writer with the Nerd.
It was unintentional. It wasn't like you were trying to piss them off.
And we're all good now. Like I'll DM them. Like we're good. Okay, but when it happened, everybody was like, "What's going on?" JC 2020. I was like, I want to find out. Okay, I want to find out. So I got in touch with everybody I knew, and I found out what was going on. All right, but their main thing was like, let them run the event. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna respect that.
Yeah, and
let them roll the details, because I'm a RT Snyder Cut fan first. Okay, I'm a writer, reporter, but I'm a RT Snyder Cut fan first. So I want y'all to experience it. You know, as a fan.
What did you tweet?
I tweet.
I want the facts.
I removed the tweet. Okay, I removed it, but I'll tell y'all here because like they won't know. You know,
look, man,
because it's gone now, right?
But there's 8 viewers. You never know.
But I said, hey,
you're a Grace fan.
I said,
fill it out.
I said, hey, Zack Snyder's behind all this. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh shit.
I'm just going.
What do you see, Nick?
I'm just gonna tell. I'm just gonna tell y'all.
Tweet. When he said that, he was like, Zack's behind all of it. I was like, oh shit. And then it was gone. I was like, oh I was like, this is even more crazy. It's gone.
Yeah. You know that's crazy when you remove the tweet, right? You know that's crazy.
I was like, I know I read that. Fuck. You know,
yeah. What did you read? I got a bunch of messages after that.
Behind JC 2020. But look, in the end, I agree with you.
Yeah.
They're the ones who put it together. They're the ones who should be able to announce it, and we'll leave it at that because we don't want to start cutting into the hard work that they put into this.
Exactly.
So I appreciate what your girl Meg did.
Yeah, well, and the Nerd Queens
and the Nerd Queens as well. Yeah. So, well, you guys, we're coming up on 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off because I have to go to bed, and I know my kids are in the other room tripping out. So I want to thank you guys for coming on here. I appreciate you guys coming on here. I appreciate Chris Wong coming on here, Master Blaster, and Riff coming on here as well. It's like Riff Meister.
Riff Meister.
Hey, he was killing it. He was killing it when he was on here.
Dude, man.
Oh, Krypton left.
Krypton left.
He's like, all right, I'll see my way out. Man.
Awesome.
I guess I offended him. I don't know. So I'll be back on again Tuesday night for the Nickatina Show. And then, Sil, if you're down Tuesday or Sunday, let me know.
I may check in, buddy. I may check in Tuesday night. I got a show. I do want to plug real quick on YouTube. My boy Dawson, Nerdy in Many Ways. Tomorrow we're having the Sean McConnell, the writer of the Releasing Snyder Cut book. We're going to be interviewing him live. So if y'all follow me, send me some questions that y'all want to ask him about Snyder and the book, and we'll shout you out live. So check that out.
Hey, Krypton just DM me. He goes, lost connection for a bit. I'm retrying.
No, don't try it no more.
It's over. It's over. We're just about done here anyway. Still, thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you for being on the show. I appreciate you so much for doing that.
I'm gonna work with you, Nick. We may do some things on Sundays, man.
There we go. There we go. From Kentucky to California.
There we go.
We're making it happen. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being on here. Follow me on the Nickatina Show channel on YouTube and Nickatina214 on Twitter. And I'll see you again Tuesday.
Culture Nerd, we tell the truth.
I re-ended it, dude. It's over. Wait, no, I didn't.